Jobless claims data just coming through here to get going this morning. 218,000 versus 227,000 forecast there. So downside week over week there a bit. 220 expected, so not a huge move, but 1.87 million on the continuing claims versus a forecast of 1.9 million on the continuing claims side of things. We do get that wholesale inventories number coming up at 10 o'clock this morning again for December, expecting a positive 0.4% increase on that number. That's really it as far as economic data this morning. We do get some auctions coming up, yield auctions coming up later in the day. More Fed speak as well, more from Barkin around lunchtime. So we'll keep an eye out for comments once again coming off of, there's a long line of Fed speakers yesterday, most of which were, I mean, they seem to have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, kind of towing the line as far as what to expect going forward. A lot of them signaling that maybe it is going to take longer than the market at least is pricing in to get these cuts through. Yeah, you saw ARM there, huge move to the upside off an absolute blowout earnings report. Better part of 30% to the upside. It was, in fact, that through $100 there early on this morning. We'll touch on that. Semiconductors across the board looking pretty good to start as a result. Big tech, a little bit of AI news this morning we'll get into as well. Kind of interesting. It's Wednesday, February 8th, 2024. Tradertv.live starts now. Yeah, a little bit of questions as far as where the market goes from here, coming off of, more positive earnings from tech, more kind of questionable earnings in other areas of the market. Disney with a nice report as well to the upside this morning. 5,000 back in play once again today. Potentially, anyways, it's crazy. We're talking about 5,000 again. Here's how things are shaping up this morning. Positive across the board outside of the poor Russell. Seems to always be the opposite direction for the Russell. Downside again, ever so slightly this morning. But I mean, what can we say? It's semiconductors, and all things AI.
Yeah, it's like the kid that no one wants to play with for whatever reason. No, seriously though, good look for some of these other names today. Google, I think you'll be happy about this because you wanted to use BART for a while and it's been not available in Canada. That's getting a change today. Gets renamed the Gemini, and it's going to get a little bit better. So it's a new version of Google's AI, available in about 120 countries. So not restricted. Some of the old, I think it was Brazil and the United States and some other places, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have it here, so excited about that.
Yeah, we're the last to get that, unfortunately. Sundar Pichai was on CNBC talking about not only that, but they were questioning him about layoffs and the overall state of tech at this point. So Google trying to get back to positive here. I'm missing, it looks like, some data from yesterday on this, but basically flat to kick things off. So we'll keep an eye on Google and all things AI related. Oil taking out the highs right now, almost 1.5%. It made basically a V bottom off 73.50 early on this morning. It's been straight to the upside ever since. So back to $75 here for oil today, guys. Good morning.
A good morning it is. If you are shareholders of Disney or ARM, it's good. If you're a shareholder of PayPal, maybe you're not as happy. But you know that Chad.
What about all three?
What?
What about all three?
Okay, fair. If you own all three, then you're but you're happy if you own all three.
Maybe?
No, that's not a wash.
Hopefully you're the lightest in PayPal.
Well, I would find it hard to imagine.
PayPal's down 10, you know.
If you were evenly weighted in the three, you're okay. You'd have to be somehow
then
overweight.
you're net fine.
So I think you're okay.
But there's no way you're even. Well, yeah. I mean, ARM. We talked about ARM a lot. It was kind of hard to get into it a little bit.
I only bought once.
All of a sudden, it's up and away. But
it should not have gone this far this fast. But we'll talk about the IPO lockups in March. March 12th. So we're going to have to talk about that. I was going to make a quip about, Gemini, and obviously now everybody is going to confuse Google's Gemini with that terrific Will Smith film that I don't even know the plot of, that absolutely nobody watched, The Gemini Man. I keep, every once in a while, I'm like, hey.
I never even heard of that.
Exactly.
I didn't even know where you're going there.
Exactly. That's the crazy thing about it. Because like the other day, I was like, I forget what I was browsing through. And I was like, oh, this Will Smith movie, like that must be new. And then I clicked on it. I'm like, no, because I hadn't heard of it. So I'm like, Gemini Man. And then I looked, I'm like, what? This has been out forever, man. This ain't no new movie. No one really cares about that dude anymore. Anyways, not to bag on Will Smith, but the first thing I thought of when it came to Gemini, because I know, like, I love movies. So the fact that one caught me off guard that he made years ago, and apparently still nobody has watched, is hilarious. But a lot of people are going to be watching sports on this new Disney. Well, no, it's the joint venture.
I don't know.
I think.
I
think it'll maybe not as well everyone's expecting, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking this new collaboration for an all sports streaming, it'll get some. It might take some time to pick up because, like anything else, when it's new, there's a lot of people that if they like sports, maybe they're sticking to the cable or they've got like the subscription that they like. Maybe they've got their NFL one. Maybe they've already got one. But if you're like a college sports, ESPN type person, you like you're well-rounded, you like watching it all, I think this new venture fits for those people.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Disney for a couple of different reasons. Well, same reason as that, but other reasons as well. I mean, we had that Epic Games. I think that'll be really big with them, with sharing some IP over there, and being able to play Fortnite as Yoda or something like that. I mean, I just think it adds to Epic Games probably more than it adds to Disney, but it does get their name out there and more exciting. If my kid can start playing with Spider-Man or whoever the hell they're going to license over there, I think that adds something, and maybe he'll want to watch the movie.
Captain Marvel?
Or Captain Marvel or whoever.
I kid, because
yeah.
I shouldn't.
Yeah, no, but he would play both ways there. So, but yeah, Epic Games and Disney, I think it's huge. And then we also, hey, the Crazy Stitch Lady. Hey, maybe you can be Lilo there.
Hey, we did. You know what's Crazy Stitch Lady on movie night we have Friday at my house we do movie night. My daughter gets to pick the movie, and she'd never seen Lilo and Stitch, and we thumbed past it, and I said to her, "Hey, one of the viewers of Daddy's show has their name based on this movie. Should we watch it?" She said yes. And then you know what's crazy? Like, I have not seen that in forever. That actually holds up pretty well, Lilo and Stitch. So there you go. A lot of people I think are going to play.
My kids have all the stuff,
old,
but they have no idea what it is, so they just get it because it's
old.
popular. I know it's really super.
Really old.
Okay, so yeah, Disney, Snapchat. We have a couple good names on here. I have Snapchat on here again as a day two play. We're gonna have AMD on our mind. We're gonna have Disney on our mind, and we've got a lot of things to trade once again here today. I think yesterday we were 8-2. We'll see if we can do that again here today and have another one. So, ARM, $100.
Crazy.
Yeah, Park's pretty impressive for Disney, right across the board. Lots of people traveling in general, but going to Disney parks. This is the list that we have to be aware of today as far as earnings goes. So all the way down to here, essentially. So anything above that is either last night or this morning. And then from here down, including, Affirm coming up after the close tonight. There's a few other notable names, Cloudflare, there's Expedia coming up tonight as well, Pinterest, Take-Two, goes on and on. So a lot to look forward to as we continue to roll through earnings season here today.
And Pinterest will be definitely in focus because we saw Google miss and we saw Meta do well, then Snap miss. How are they going to do? Because this is kind of like that whole social media advertising rather than search advertising, which has kind of been in focus. So definitely going to be looking today at pins.
Yeah, we'll look for market popping up here a little bit on decent volume. It's worth noting as well, trying to get back to positive. We were talking about this AI angle to start off with here, 145.50 for Google, now positive as well. I was playing around with Perplexity AI last night. It's not public in any way. It's just another one. There was a bunch of people that actually left OpenAI and went and started this Perplexity AI. Very cool app. It's mobile. You can put it on your phone. Seemed very stable. It ran very well. But there's so many options now. You were mentioning the fact that we have finally get Google's offering here in Canada. So there's so many offerings. It's almost worth kind of playing around and seeing which one works the best for you.
I feel like it's Alta Vista, Yahoo, Web
same.
Crawler, Excite, Lycos. It's the late 90s all over again. No kidding, for real. I did upgrade the ChatGPT app to my main screen, so I'm not really doing Google searches in the same way that I used to anymore. I'm just going directly to AI and asking it specific questions that I want answers to, and it works a lot better, Brendo.
Yeah, the reason I got onto that Perplexity last night, I was watching a podcast with the CEO, or the guy who's running it. It was very, very interesting, and learned about the backstory from that. But and then I come in here this morning, speaking of ChatGPT, and I sit down to try and start working, and ChatGPT says I forget what it was, but my credits have run out for ChatGPT 4. And even though I have a paid account, I wasn't able to use ChatGPT 4. So, you know, you go back and forth, I guess, depending on. But it's good to have Google in the building here, guys, for the Canadian side of things today.
Flexing about that for Google, and look, I love ChatGPT too. I think we all do, and it's pretty cool. But you know, no technology is perfect, and I think we all understand that. And it's nascent when it's early on, and you're just getting adaptation. You're going to have errors, right? So, like if I type something in to ChatGPT, like what is the best trading podcast, it's going to come up with a lot of bogus answers, unfortunately, and it's not going to tell you.
No, it will tell you. It will tell you.
Well, not yet. It has to.
Try
it has to figure it out. But eventually,
I don't have the paid version.
It should be saying that our podcast is the best, but it doesn't. And and the same issue I found when I was pulling up, what's the Edge one again? I'm already forgetting.
Thing is, I think you need the paid one to get the updated stuff.
Oh,
we
that's
weren't
right.
around when the free one. I think if you ask Bard what the best trading podcast is, it will tell you Trader TV Live.
And I don't pay for it. That would explain.
So that's
it.
what we're gonna test. We're gonna test that stuff out.
But what's not perplexing about Alphabet is the bounce off the 50 period. The only thing that annoys me is okay, fine. I was looking to dip buy this stock after earnings, and after a day or two, it did feel like there was a chance you were going to get some better prices. My stink bid didn't get filled. The thing about just putting random stink bids in, you're like, I'll buy this stock, is if you just hope to get limit filled in your personal account, if it doesn't go there. There are times when, your intention is to buy, well, just go in there and manually update the price and buy the shares. I'll still be adding to Google at some point. I just missed this last round. Oh, there we go. So it's been a pretty steady climb in this stock, but since earnings, this was your chance. Like the break of the 140 level, it's like, okay, let's stink bid. It's broken 140, gonna get something in the 130s. That's gonna be a great fill, and that was it. Like it broke 140 the morning of the 2nd of February, and it was back above 140 for good at about 12 o'clock. Oh, and then since then, it's been like stair step to the upside. Maybe we can break 146 today. But I'd be more interested in having the eyes on like previous, not yesterday's close, but yesterday's bottom, the 144, was also the close the previous day. So like that looks like a good level. Breakouts on Google, I don't know. I feel like the other names are moving a little bit faster. But sometimes you throw those stink bids in. If it wicks down there, I could have just bought after, like the day after. When you're holding for years, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day.
No. The price, you just got to get the right story. Look, yesterday there's 144. It was the number one name on the sticky note yesterday. It was the number one P&L name for me as well. This is my chart from yesterday. So, we bought it early, dipped into the afternoon. We wrote down 144 on the sticky note. It is right here on here, and today's is about to come out. But anyways, that was the biggest trade for me yesterday, buying that 144. And like Neil said, we closed it out. Our trade yesterday there rated about 330 at 145.65. So that was a good one, and that was on yesterday's. Here it is, yesterday's sticky note right there, Google 144 long. Okay, so regardless, I like those levels. We'll see if it means anything today. The market, I'm a little bearish, but the market just rallied up to VWAP again. I thought we would start the day in here and then start to break, but this is a nice little move up. We got a few economic data points coming, but honestly, if we could break VWAP, maybe Google does continue to climb. I don't think it's a huge story about this coming to Canada and releasing all over the world, but hey, we already knew it was coming. Today's the day. It is a catalyst, so let's see it's enough to rally Google right now, but I'm trying to look short today, and I think that this is a story for a long.
I got a short for you.
So I got a couple. I got a couple short.
No, I'm being tongue in cheek.
Oh, okay.
No, it's that
Holo.
We've been calling it Holo because Holo, YOLO.
Yeah.
Look at the chart; it just speaks for itself.
But it's a hologram.
But it's a hologram
right?
company.
Yeah.
So like we should be saying Holo. Just know that you can say Holo in your head. It's much more fun for a trader to say Holo. It is going Holo once again. $36. This made an aftermarket move that. It was spectacular and it was real. So good luck to anybody still trading this. It is gone. It's 950,000 is the float, and it was at 82 million, but I didn't see the closing print, so it was probably more than 82 million yesterday. Crazy, crazy mover. What's scary? It only costs us here at Real Trading 5 cents a share for locates. I pulled it up. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna check locates just as a joke, and it'll probably be like $1 a share or like 70 cents a share, or something expensive. It's only 5 cents. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, might as well. Just because what if it goes to 100? If it goes to 100, you'd be paying 10 times that, and at least the optionality's there. Not to say that I'm trying to short it, but I can if I want to now.
All right, a couple other things to discuss this morning. One of those, speaking of AI, Palantir, we were going to mention. This is a weekly chart of Palantir. Huge day yesterday, obviously off earnings. But back into some of this morning, 23.50, I guess, up to 24. There's a company called Babco Energy, which is from Bahrain, apparently. New deal for Palantir teaming up with Babco Energy. There was a comment from the Commerce Department I saw as well, 200 companies. Other groups, including leading artificial intelligence firms joining AI Safety Consortium, PLTR said to be one of those, but what a week so far.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see with Palantir. You want to see more commercial contracts, less government contracts. That's a good look for them. Here's what they're going to do. It's a multi-year partnership, as Brendo said, to deploy Palantir's AI software to support and help accelerate Babco's upstream ability to power the next gen of energy in Bahrain. So we'll have to see how it does, but good luck.
Yeah, a lot of other things to pay attention to this morning, but decent volume already again here, guys, for PLTR.
I mean, yeah, Palantir since earnings. I mean, we've already talked about it. It's been, again, a really good trade the last couple of days. I mean, breaking through levels, breaking through 20, breaking through the top on that earnings day, and then taking 21, and then taking 22, and then yesterday, again, we waited for it and we nailed it again when it broke this high. So it breaks this high yesterday of 22.16, and then we just hammer that, and then there was no giving it up all the way into the end of the day, and we finished, well, I mean, the end of the day is right here, and we finished near at its highs. There was a little bit of a sell imbalance. You can see there was the red candle there, but anyways, finishing at its highs, and today opening basically at those highs again. There's the bump on the contract news. I mean, these guys are going to get a lot of contracts. When that's what you're dealing with, the software, the data management, they're putting it out there, Foundry, like Sharif said, now opening it up to consumers and manufacturing companies. We talked about the deal with Race, with Ferrari, and then some of the, the Israeli government, the U.S. government, British. So they're in everything, immigration. It's an AI play, and they got 5 straight quarters of EBITDA profitability. That's nice, profitable obviously for the year and profitable moving forward. Alex Karp 2 quarters ago said that they're not going to be losing money anymore. So they know what they're doing over there. And if you like the stock, I think you got to buy it. And it's on the sticky note today at $23. So I think if you dip down into some of these levels for support, I think that's where you want to watch out for that. So we're going to wait for that price. I could see a pullback, in the stock. I mean, yesterday, right off the open, we did start to go down a little bit there. We opened up at about 21.60. We only went down to 21.50, but still, then you blast upside. So if you can give back a little bit into 23.40 maybe, we're still an hour away. We're 45 minutes away from open. So let's let this news kind of kick in here and see where we go. I just want to see if there is a sell imbalance on it. Yeah, so right now there's no imbalances. Hey, look, we're going to be long Palantir today at some point, just a matter of when. So up 1%, beating the market. But remember, there's a lot of good long names out here. We just talked about Google. We talked about all those names. But it's like I'm leaning towards I didn't even look at Roblox. Oh my God. I don't, and but we really like.
I could say
Roblox.
More. I could say Uber too if you wanted.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as good though.
Yeah, Uber, I know I have to wait for 68. So if that's not there, it's probably 71 or something. Anyways, I feel like the shorts I feel a little more confident on, but.
I know, well, I actually like Intel short today, which it's weird on the ARM news. With Palantir, just quickly on the weekly chart here, $26 on the weekly. You had a pretty significant hump, but you got to go way back because it's breaking out big. This is now 2021 you're talking about. So you throw out your daily chart and you throw up your weekly chart. The trend is to the upside at this particular point. It's really it's already breaking the trend up. So when that happens, I start thinking about what the next level is. So it's like look long until, if it's not going to get back under like $20 or 21. Then just favoring the long up until about $26. which does mean you just got to look back to the only levels that you got, which are the previous day levels, like Sean said. So the trend is your friend until the end, when it bends.
Another one that's been super strong the past few weeks and months even, Eli Lilly back to the upside this morning to the tune of 1%. I was reading a note that they have a new name for their weight loss drug.
Oh, okay.
And have also said that this could be the highest selling drug in the history of drugs, essentially. I'll grab the name. I don't even want to attempt it because it's not a name that you would typically use, but Lilly up 1%. There was also this morning on a cancer development for them as well. So a non-small cell lung cancer treatment in the positive developments on that as well. But here we go back to almost 740 once again. It's crazy for Eli Lilly.
Yeah, this is what you want to see, Brendo. At least this is what I want to see. Cancer treatments here. It's a joint venture between Foghorn and Lilly. It's a 50-50 split on revenue, as Brendo said. It's for non-small cell lung cancer. We'll see how they do. Looking to get into the first phase here, Brendo. I think this deal was announced back in December 2021, but it didn't come to light until now. So we'll have to keep an eye and see how they do.
I said I wasn't going to try it, but why not? Tirzepatide is the active ingredient in their weight loss drug. The actual product, when it comes to market, or it is coming to market, but the new name is going to be Zepbound.
Okay.
So ZEP Bound. And they're saying it's going to be the best-selling drug in the history of the company for Eli Lilly, guys.
What's up?
I like how you muttered.
Yeah, I was just mentioning to Randy about Disney. That's pretty interesting. Are you a Disney Plus subscriber? No. See, that's part of the problem. We'll get to that when we talk about Disney, but definitely their streaming is not increasing at the same pace as, let's say, a Netflix. What about ESPN? Yeah, that doesn't interest you.
Yeah, I do watch ESPN. I mean, auto racing and all the rest of it, but you know what? During COVID, though, there was less content being produced and then we had the producer strike.
Yeah.
That's it adds up. So you run out of content, and people go, I'll go watch something else. You know what? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I feel like the shows are getting. We actually talked about this on the podcast. The shows are getting a lot better. There's a new True Detective out right now. So I'm hoping that does help Disney, because hopefully they can get a little bit more content out there. But the thing is, the theaters, the experience there is still fine. But I feel like these mega movies that they're doing, billions and billions or hundreds of millions of dollars to produce these Marvel movies that are kind of falling on their face. That's happening both with DC and with Marvel. So I wonder if that experience is done. I don't know, Neil, are they doing another Star Wars?
Oh, eventually, no, the last one got pushed back.
Okay.
But they are making more. It's just, I think they're getting delayed. But the Marvel ones nobody watched the new one that came out. I'm probably gonna try to watch it this weekend.
Mark in the chat and Adara really bugging me right now because they want me to mention that Taylor Swift also got the exclusive deal for whatever her movie or that experience, whatever she did, is only going to be streaming on Disney.
Middle of March for the Swifties out there.
So if you're not a Disney Plus subscriber now,
You seem excited about that.
Randy's already seen it. He went to the theater, so it's all good. You want to see it twice, Randy, or no? You're gonna keep the once? Okay.
Yeah, once is enough.
Once is enough. Yeah, I don't blame you for that one. Man, Tesla had a nice recovery yesterday.
Saw that.
And
That was interesting.
It's up to 190 again here today.
Needs to break 91s.
I think.
I'm just talking of the day trade.
Just wait on it. We'll see.
I'm wondering to take money out of Disney and putting it into some of these things because that Disney is such a nice move, man. All right, smell you
Thanks
later.
for the coffee, brother.
All right.
See, I was on my way to get the coffee.
Randy always smells real nice because it's coffee. Like when he puts it there, you get the waft of coffee.
Needed that.
All right, Eli Lilly. Look, apparently their new drug is also going to be helping with MASH, which is another condition there, and with the liver. So, I mean, this is going to be an absolute beast. I mean, this name just took off yesterday, right off the open. All these drugs, you kind of just, I just shrug it out because, there's so much more to, if these drugs sell the way they're claiming to, and everything Brendan and Sharif were talking about there, then I don't think you sell the stock. And it's so hard to say, like, let's just go in and buy this. But like, if you are looking to buy, if you drop into 725, I mean, that held yesterday. So I think that could be something, but you could get 725 right off the open. I mean, yesterday you ran up $35 in the first half hour, or hour, I guess. So for it to drop down $5, hard to say that that would be the greatest long. But I mean, I don't see this name going down. Market down, Eli Lilly up another 1% today. This is a $700 name. Like, you know, where this thing has come from, it's going to be not as epic as some of these other Epic Games. I mean, I wish Epic Games was public. That would have been pretty cool.
That'd be great to trade today, man.
But, you know, let's just look at it a little bit more long term here, because I do feel like the market could pull back in some of these. Here we go. Check this out, Fabian. It's the 50-period moving average. So this is just on a daily chart. You know, supported, support, support, support. I guess it didn't really hold here, but that's 590. The worst we got down to was 570. So to me, that's a pretty good support. But then you got to drop into 620. Are we dropping $100 from here to get that? So probably not. So reasonable area, you know, of a dip buy, probably in here 640, 660. But you know, this is not, we're not financial advisors here. I'm just looking at the chart and saying, like, it looks pretty damn good. And everything that we're hearing about is more approvals, more success rates. It's
the wonder drug just keeps on treating new things, man.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? It's like millions of people that are now also going to be taking this drug. Like,
for me, Eli Lilly's like that arm moment where it's like you look back and it's like, you know, you just bought some just because. Yeah. And then the next thing you know, you look down at your account, it's like, what the hell?
What's crazy?
Why don't we buy, you know?
I first bought Eli Lilly because it wasn't even about the weight loss thing. It was about the Alzheimer's, and then everyone was like, Biogen, Biogen, Biogen. And at the time, I remember looking, well, you can make the same bet in Eli Lilly, which has a better and more diverse pipeline and was a safer stock, but you were making the same bet. And then it turned into this weight loss phenomenon thing, which was never, I can't even pretend like I was being that smart about it. I kind of like lucked into that one, which I think a lot of people did. But like right now, it's like you have to, if you're in, you got to own it. Wow. As far as the trade goes, I think you're kind of right. Like after earnings, when you sell off like that and you start making higher lows, buy the dip is generally the way to go. Like look at that trend on the 15-minute. That just speaks to buying the dip off previous support.
All right, let's get some analyst moves for you this morning. Upgrades and downgrades. Adara has that over at the screen.
Lots of earnings moves proliferating this upgrade side right now. Roblox getting an upgrade from Goldman Sachs here after those earnings yesterday. Spirit Aerosystems getting an upgrade from TD Cowen, trading a little bit higher today. ARM, of course, with those earnings announcements yesterday, getting a nice upgrade here also from TD Cowen. Last but not least here, Walt Disney up 8% after earnings and bolstered here by an upgrade from Needham. AstraZeneca getting a downgrade here. This was another earnings move from this morning here from Deutsche Bank. American Express getting a downgrade, but a price target increase from Morgan Stanley. Alibaba getting a downgrade here from Macquarie. This one reporting earnings yesterday before the market opened. And last but not least, PayPal, one of many negative analyst notes here. This one here from Maness, Crespi, and Hart. There's some more info on some of these analyst notes in the watch list, but also Evercore ISI and Piper Sandler with some negative notes in the same after those earnings, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Alibaba, what are we going to do with you? Wherefore art thou, Alibaba?
I think you might just have to sell that one, man.
Well, so here's the thing. Like, look, obviously, you know what happened to the stock after earnings, but it hasn't broken support yet. So the local support at the 71 is in play today. I mean, it's at 72, so I mean, obviously it's in play today. And then even go back. Like, if it can't hold that flat bottom break, you do have the ultimate bottom. It's not the ultimate bottom, but you know what I'm getting at. It's this 67 level. So at least for the trader, there's something to sink your teeth into. And if you're looking for, okay, can it hold this low? And maybe this stimulus that's supposed to be coming in and bumping all of the Chinese names will come into play. I mean, look, it's only been a day or two. Should we slap the fail on that notion already? I don't think we can do that. But if it doesn't hold the 71, I don't know. I'm probably personally, it would probably have to break 65, I think. Like, just give it some room, because I'd like to think that they could make a recovery, and a lot of people have been betting on that. But for the day trade, you're watching 71 today. The 72 level has been a good one, but we're at 72 and not really doing a heck of a lot of volume with it, so it wouldn't surprise me if that got broken.
I mean, I was going to Alibaba is going to be on the sticky note down at $71. I think it's worth the long because there is going to be a day where China capitulates, and then you're just going to want to be in it. It probably will dip in, maybe into that 68 level, maybe into that 65 level, but then bang, it should pop up. There should be something there. All you need is a little bit of a turnaround in the Chinese. I'm still on Eli Lilly, but in the Chinese economy. So I just wanted to look at quickly there. There were a couple names. I mean, we probably are going to get to PayPal and all that. So I'm not. I'm not going to go over that downgrade rate yet, but
Yeah,
if you do believe in some kind of Chinese strength it's like when there's blood in the streets and everybody's crying about things, that's generally a good time to look maybe and say, hey, can we pop on something? So we got a huge pop there from 21 to 23. Like that's almost 10% in just over a couple days in this ETF. I mean, even if you go to the bottom here, 2080 all the way up to 23. So that's 10% or 8%-ish, and that's just in about a week and a half or so. So, I feel like if you get dipped back into here, that's going to be your Tencent, your JD. There's also K-Web you can buy as well for the internet side of things on China. But this is the big cap Chinese ETF. So if Alibaba is a problem for you, which I think it's starting to get to be that way, because they came out and talked all about AI and they had a good quarter. They talked about spinning off, various attributes that they had there. I forget what the fintech name they have is. It got denied a while ago. But anyways, I feel like down into here, into 70, I feel like it's a buy. So we'll wait for it. I am bidding right now $71, and we will get to that. It's going to be on the sticky note. I just got to get it out. So people are saying something about Tesla. Yo, what's up to everybody in Tesla? What's up, Tom H? I have a good friend, Tom H, but I don't think that's who you are. Tesla, we already talked about that with Randy a little bit today. Monster move down early. But we should keep, I didn't even realize where it stopped, and if I would have said something, I would have said 82. And it stops 83, 82 and change yesterday. So if this happens again, man, we have to sit there and buy 82s. This is over and over and over again. 80 to 82 seems to be a huge, huge support level for Tesla.
I know why I wasn't looking at it. I'm going to guess it's the same thing because Rivian did the 15 thing at the same time. Remember yesterday there was dip buys to the left of them and the right of them at that time in the morning.
Yeah.
You had Roblox coming into a dip buy. You had Alibaba coming into a dip buy. You had Rivian coming into a dip buy. So I know that's the reason I wasn't looking at Tesla because there was simply too many other things at that same time that had precedent over it a bit.
I think I had it, but the point is we just hold it. That seems to be the bottom. If you take an 82 long, we ended the day at 88, 89. I think it's $2 worth of risk to probably make 4 maybe instead of just 1-to-1. But anyways, I like Tesla today. Tesla's actually up again. So this market could go green, man. And when it does, you're above VWAP. You held the 50-period moving average.
Better go green.
We could start. Are you in a position zone?
No. So actually, I was going to mention this because we didn't really talk about that. That first, we're going to trade a little more crypto today because we're testing it on the system. First
nice
at real trading, but in the initial launch, we can only go long BTC.
Oh, we can?
Yeah, we actually can. I read through the entire thing. I must have missed that yesterday. What do you mean fail? We're like the first two people.
Well, you want us to short Bitcoin, Fabian? Is that what you want?
You don't want to short.
Ooh, Fabian wants. Okay, just let everybody
Fabian
know.
has
Fabian wants
15
us
Bitcoin.
to short Bitcoin.
He has 15 Bitcoin, and
we pay people too much around
yet
here.
he
This guy's
somehow
15
wants us
Bitcoin.
to
Oh my God. We started paying Fabian in Bitcoin. That's why. That's how.
That was a mistake, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
We shouldn't have done that.
It was. I remember about 10 years ago, I actually asked to start receiving pay in Bitcoin and was denied. That would have been, oh man. I remember some of those athletes were starting to get their contracts. So I was like,
It was around the same time.
I
remember
I tried.
Wasn't there? I swear there was a conversation at one point about looking into that or accept whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's get to the rundown and go back to the desk before we spend the entire morning talking about BTC.
This segment of the show brought to you by Hedgeye. Try Hedgeye's core macro free for 30 days at hedgeye.com/TTV. Core macro includes Hedgeye's market playbook, risk range signals, and the macro show, all delivered to you each day before the market opens. Let's get a look at the futures.
5016, Brendo. That's where we closed out yesterday, the first time closing above that 5,000 level. Let's look at where the resistance is, the overnight high, just 1 point above the close, 5016. Let's go ahead and say if we hold up 5,000 support, look for a possible break of that 5060 high. It's a blue sky setup, so no resistance levels here, Brendo.
All right, if you haven't done so, make sure you grab that. Super easy. Scan the QR code or go to watchlist.tradertv.live, enter your email address, and then you get everything you need to know in one very neat package every single morning right in your inbox. Let's go Disney, top of the list here this morning, 108 at the highs. Off that a little bit here, but as we said early on, if you joined us at 8:30, pretty good report top to bottom here for Disney.
Yeah, look, it was a story here of stagnating revenues and aggressive cost-cutting measures. $7.5 billion is how much they're looking to take off the balance sheet by the end of this year. A lot of that has been spurred on by the activist investor Nelson Peltz, who has made a proxy fight with Bob Iger and Disney's board in general. So where they did well, though, definitely was in their parks, their experiences segment. So the Disney parks in Florida and California and Paris as well, they did well there, but the other issue here is their sports segment continues to bleed money with ESPN, as well as their direct-to-consumer offerings through Disney Plus and Hulu still run at a loss. Brendo.
Just counting at least 2, if not 3 upgrades on this this morning, and then a whole bunch, 8 or 9 at least, positive notes from analysts as well for Disney today.
I mean, the things you said, the cost cutting there, and I'm pretty sure they're losing less money in sports. And then throw on top of that, they got a couple of interesting ventures, like the gaming and then the sports joint venture as well. Then you throw on top of that the Taylor Swift effect, which we have a nice picture up there. I think it's like middle of March that movie's going to come out. So there's a lot of positive tailwinds here. It's up 8%. And, I mean, it's got a double top at 108, I guess. I mean, I tend to like double tops a little bit better when they're levels that got hit in the open market, as opposed to like, hey, it's a pre-market and a post-market high at that 108. The first thing I thought of when I sat down was, hey, 105 looks pretty interesting. Why not rock with that on any kind of a dip, because it already showed it to you early in the pre-market. So I'm going to probably stick to that. And when I went to the weekly chart, I did find it was 110 was ARM. I got to find Disney on here. I have way too many names on this. Oh goodness, I have to scroll my iPad. It was 110, 110.5 on the weekly chart is where I came up with the resistance level. So I wouldn't be thinking about short. If it makes a press and fails a 110, I think that's a pretty reasonable area to look short in front of. All systems go for them, for Disney here.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up the sticky note right now, but Disney is obviously going to be on this name, and we're going to be looking long as well. We're going to write down the 105 level, but again, you know, just some dip areas. What I said on here was the same thing that we've been doing. We've been doing it on Palantir. We've been doing it everywhere. And I just think that, you know, when there's a gap, we just wait for the infamous VWAP. So right here, we're going to wait to see what happens when the market opens. Again, I want to let it settle down. I do not want to get into an earnings play. You know, we missed Uber, we missed Alibaba. Like, we didn't miss them. It's just they come down, they spike down, and then they spike back up. So, you know, we may have to play the 200 period here. You're starting to break VWAP right now. I'm just writing it out that I thought the quarter was great. Obviously, you see Taylor there. You see Epic Games. I think that's huge. I think the buyback is only $3 billion, but that's nice. I like the talk moving forward of some of the profitability that they're looking at, the changeover of the new package there with ESPN, and that's going to start hitting direct-to-consumers a little bit more. But anyways, I like what they're talking about. Bob Iger basically ignored Nelson Peltz, and he says he has no plans to talk to that guy. So I don't expect that to really come with anything, but it's nice, as Sharif said, it's nice to get the costs a little bit more in line here. Disney with an 8% beat plus a dividend, plus I'm hella long. I you know, like basically want to get out of some of this. So that was the question that I was asking before. It's like it's time now to maybe get out of some Disney, because we've been pumping the tires of this name, man, at 90, then down here at 80. We talked about this being the COVID bottom. Then we broke up, and this is why everybody, this is not why, but if you watch the market recap show, the couple names that I was asking every guest about for the last month and a half was Disney, Palantir, Tesla, right? I mean, because we had Danielle Shea really likes Tesla, and then Roblox. And those 3-4 names were all really huge coming through. So we'll start to look now at NVIDIA. We'll look at names like ARM on the recap show. But for right now, Disney beat. We were great there. I was like, please, let's just break 100 and hold it. So right now we've done that. We're well above this area. Here's that 104, 105 that goes all the way back to last May. So, you know, that would be the level where I think we'd like to hold it as an investor. So let's see. But Disney's given back before. So, you know, we'll see what happens here.
The AI.
PayPal here on the other side of the spectrum, downside in a pretty decent way. In fact, we're coming into long-term levels. If you zoom way out on PayPal, last time we were trading around these levels and supported them was way back in 2017. Not a good report from them. I was noting, Sharif and I were talking about this morning. Altimeter Capital, Brad Gersher in this as well. He was tweeting about it last night with a quote-unquote small position in PayPal. So whatever that means for Altimeter, but interesting.
Look, it wasn't a bad look here, Brendo. I mean, they beat on the top and bottom line. Net income rose 52% year over year. Revenue increased 9%. It was really the guide here that was the issue. The street was looking for about 8.7% growth on the year. They guided below that. Active accounts also fell a little bit, so that's been one of the benefits of this company is they have almost 500 million active users. That dropped a little bit from 427 million down to 426. The good news for this is there's more cost cutting here. They cut about 2,500 jobs, which is about 9% of the workforce, looking to cut a little bit more this year.
Yeah, unbelievable. This thing was $300 plus, remember, back in the pandemic. So here we are at $58 today, guys.
Yeah. I mean, I feel as if, look, the good thing is I know there is a big support level when you go back further in the chart, but we were here in middle of January. So it's kind of like this is the Alamo down at that, just underneath 57 here. It's the Alamo today. If it gets to that price, it will be 10% down. So you know the drill, at least for myself as a trader. If we break that and get to, it's like 56.5, then I got to be thinking SSR bounce. Now remember, these aren't guaranteed to work, but the idea is if it breaks the level, you're able to get out. If it shows you a bounce, you can get to VWAP. Relief rallies on this can easily be $1. No problems on PayPal. So at 57, 56.5, that's where I'll be looking for that dip. I suppose, like if you're really early, I'm looking back and I should have probably already been in this one. If I was willing to be in Snap yesterday early and that's where the best trades were long, I'm kind of kicking myself for not being in it, but that's because it didn't open 10% down. So it's not really SSR until it's 10% down. I will be looking for the bounce play on PayPal, and just because we're mentioning it and it's somewhat remotely adjacent, I like Snap at $11 today. That's where it bottomed out, looking for a double bottom. When a stock is SSR, it's SSR for that day and the day after if it's 10% down. So include Snapchat in that. Where would I fade PayPal? Because I do think they have some troubles, and if it goes up too far, I'm just eyeballing 59. Keep it simple, right? Like what is the last support level? Look for shorts from 59 to 60, but it's got to get there first. It's got to get into that range and then look for a curl. The 60 being, don't fight it if it's past that price.
Yeah, look, so the sticky note is now out. It was a little bit later today because we had to sort of, I was sort of thinking that Raheem was going to be throwing down, so we'll apologize for that. We'll get
he's
him.
Probably off to the Super Bowl in Vegas or something.
Yeah, I know. I think he was saying that he was.
No, I know.
No, but even if the Ravens went, remember, he was saying that he was going to try to go to Baltimore.
Yeah, because he'd rather be in Baltimore.
Yeah. So I think the whole thing there was that he was. I was even talking to some people. They're like, oh, Vegas is going to be too expensive, but I feel like Vegas is always expensive, and now you have the Super Bowl there, so it's like if you're going to spend money anyways. Now you kind of. I guess there's probably like maybe a 20% premium. I don't know. Maybe more. I don't know.
You'd know better than I would.
But
I've never been.
Yeah, I've been to Vegas 4 or 5 times, but that not in the like last 10 years probably. All right, so yeah, all right, Snapchat. So I said day 2 play, but VWAP. So if we break that VWAP, here's the sticky note. Yeah, there it is. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Ooh. Ooh la la. Okay, so here it is right here, man. It's a day 2 play. It's going to be the sticky note for Snapchat. I just said let's wait to see where VWAP is. This is not right. I had VWAP on another chart here, so I'm going to have to let that settle down. but it was right up into here. Here's a 20-minute chart on E-signal. I have it here at 1160-ish. That's this blue line. Just taking in consideration yesterday and then holding it into through today. So I was kind of trying to use like yesterday's VWAP, not starting today. So there's just different settings that you can have on different platforms. That's why we talked about the anchored VWAP and things like that. So this is just going to be considered, I think, probably when we started the servers this morning. So it's anyways. The level that I'm looking at on the sticky note, let's just regroup, is 1160. So if we break above 1160, I'm going to go long on Snapchat. Hold it for a break below 1150. So 10 cents worth of risk, because if you break VWAP and we're right, this thing should go to 12. So that would give us 40 cents. But because we're going to be using a good amount of shares, because I think there's a chance that could happen, I only want to lose 10 cents on the way back. So I think 4-1 on like a second day play that may, it was down 35% yesterday. So going long might be a little, so we'll wait. Look what just happened with the market. This is exactly what we want to see at 9:15, right? Like, so we're getting close to market opening. We're bouncing off VWAP right now. We're going to test the 50 period. If we open up and really start to come in there, we could have a decently red day, because you've already failed here. We haven't seen VWAP. If we take the 50 and then break this right on open 17.8, not only is it a nice 17.8 round number, but we've already seen the top. We could go the other way today. This is all, crystal ballish. I don't have one, unfortunately, but that's what I'm seeing right now. And of course, as soon as we talk about it, it just starts bouncing around the same area again. So, all right, let's go back over, talk about ARM, because that may be stretched.
Ooh. Into 100, back to 98 right now, but 100 obviously going to be the big notable level for ARM holdings today. Monster report. Hey, guess what? It's AI, or it's semiconductors.
Yeah, Brendo, great report here, beating on the top and bottom line, guiding above expectations. Fantastic look. Apparently, this company makes money from royalties and licensing, and I didn't know the difference until I looked it up this morning. Royalties grew 11% year over year, while licenses grew 18%. Seems like they make more money off licensing, where they sell you the entire design of the chip and you just integrate it into your platform. So we'll have to see how they do, but fantastic report.
A lot of people mentioning this SYRA. There's a valued at, federal contract valued at $75 billion for Sierra Health. So SYRA, just absolutely skyrocketing on that. It's $16 million market cap, 11.5 million free float on that. So yeah, Sierra Health announced its partnership for a federal contract valued at $75 billion.
Nuts.
For SYRA, crazy.
My stupid, see, now it says 59, 60. See, am I opening more tabs right now?
Your Chrome is
My
haunted.
computer's literally, I think there might, you know what?
Sean's Chrome is
Somebody's listening to my trades and everything. Like, I have 61 Chrome tabs open, this stupid task manager shows, and I have like 15 tabs at most. Like, and as I'm talking, this tab count is increasing. I'm not even open. How many do you have? Where's Rob?
No,
Anyways, what are we talking about? ARM.
I don't have 79 tabs open.
Randy, look at
79 tabs. Okay, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, here comes Randy again.
79.
Look at this. Look at 60 tabs open here. Very high power usage, very high everything on Chrome. I have like 12 tabs open. What's going on around here?
Oh, I can explain mine actually. Maybe because I have like the remote desktop, not the remote, but like the multiple desktop thing. So maybe it's just counting them for each of the desktops. That explains mine, but it doesn't explain yours. So yours is messed up. But ARM.
Yeah, go talk about ARM.
We're gonna talk about ARM. What are you eating right now? Is that a cookie?
There was. I had half of a cookie too.
Is any left?
That's what I just had. Oh, on the other side, I only saw there was basically nothing left on this side.
If you're the man, if you get me one. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, he'll just get it for you.
I don't remember seeing them. What was I gonna? Oh, I just got Spirit Airlines. So Spirit just broke 725. It's a bit of a flat top break. I'm gonna give it to the 15 level. So I'm just gonna throw a stop in for that. Well, I thought we were gonna get to that, but we might not. So anyways.
How do you do that multiple desktop thing?
Alt. Shoot, it's like Windows Tab.
All right, do we want to talk about ARM?
But
Did you
okay,
talk about
ARM
it or not?
110 was the over. There's no levels when you go to all-time highs, so you start thinking about, okay, well, where did it get to in the aftermarket? The 110 level. The fact that they're licensing, I mean, that's just their nature of their business is every single small device needs their chip technology because it's the most power efficient. So if you want your battery life to be any good, which is literally every single phone and every single tablet and eventually every like VR and all that good stuff, I'll take it. Thank you very much, Randy. I won't eat it right now because we've got to be talking. But yeah, so they're going to be in everything. But SoftBank, 90%, they own 90% of the company. The IPO expiry is March 12th. So I'd be a little bit concerned about the amount of selling that's probably going to start happening after that March 12th. We don't have to worry about that just yet. So 110, if we get there, is big resistance. The only levels to work off of are just what it did in the post-market and then pre-market action. So 92, 95, if it wants stair step up, I'd probably look for those areas to start a bit of a bounce. You can see some resistance at 100. A 100 break is not, if it was a different stock, I might be considering a 100 break. It's just so far gone that I'm not a huge fan of breaking out the top. And just because we're not going to talk about Spirit Airlines, they reported, they're in the watch list, by the way, but remember, they have issues. So just because they're up on the day and they might have beat some expectations doesn't mean they're out of the water. It's just this top in here. Once, twice, thrice at 725. I got slipped a cent, so I'm long the 25 level, giving it right back into this previous support here on Spirit.
You know what? We talked about this a little bit right here. Bitcoin is starting to go a little bit here. So we have Bitcoin now on our platform. You can see it's fully chartable. I have to hide lock cross market here. There's something. I'm going to figure out the level too. But anyways, look at this move. Nice move, clean charts, man. 44.7 up to 45.150. It looks like we're going to try to break 45.2 right now. This is pretty comfortable now. We're going to be able to call up all these different coins for you live on the screen. This is giving me issues with this flickering, so we must be something in my settings. We've tried to.
There's a way to get rid of it, but
we have to. I have to hide certain exchanges because right now we're like there's crack in there. You see how there was Binance there. There's KuCoin, BSTP must be something. But anyways, there's a bunch of different exchanges, and I just have to. We're only able to execute on one of them right now, and that was Binance. So that's why you have to hide all the other ones until we're able to. But anyways, just a quick little talk about that because Bitcoin's starting to go. So watch out here. Looks like it is going to try to hold this 45,000, and when and if it does, then it's Coinbase to the rescue, man. I mean, Coinbase has been really bottoming out here at 120. We've talked about this a little bit. I'm going to talk about this tonight on the show as well. We'll talk about it during the day. Are we bottoming out right now in and around this 120? So you are looking for, I'm talking about crypto now. We only have 8 minutes. So right here, breaking through this 138 coming into play there for Coinbase could be a trade. You're still a ways away. So I'd say get this garbage out of here and let's see about going a little bit higher. All right, let's go over to the desk and find out why crypto's going.
There's, a couple of things to note as far as crypto is concerned. I was reading through this note this morning on the BTC ETFs, and once again, day after day, it seems like the BlackRock one seems to be the continued winner. GBTC, as far as inflows are concerned, price action is about the same. GBTC, I just brought it up this morning. They're all looking very similar here, kind of breaking out of this consolidation that they've been in on a daily chart, as Sean was mentioning there. Bitcoin to the upside through 45,000. A whole bunch of headlines this morning, AI related at the bottom of the screen there as well. We were talking about Google earlier. I mean, it's minor coming into Canada, but they changed the naming officially over to Gemini from Bard for theirs.
Yeah, I've been using it right now, Brendo. Not bad, not a bad look. We'll have to see how it improves. It definitely has some things that the Bard didn't have, but Bard has some things Gemini didn't have. We'll talk about that on the How to Trade show. With respect to crypto today, approaching that technical level of 45,000, nothing specific that I can find, but you have a lot of the mining names pumping here. You got Mara up 6%, Riot up 4.5%, and CLSK CleanSpark up 8%. Make sure to check the market recap show today because CLSK does report after the bell.
Yeah, we were discussing Sundar Pichai as well, CEO of Alphabet on CNBC early on this morning. He was talking about a bunch of things, including some of the layoffs and the overall state of tech. Still positive right now, but AI-related headlines, guys, across the board for big tech today.
Yes, sir. And look, well, one last thing on crypto.
Yeah, let's do crypto. Yeah,
But because we kind of really skipped it, we'll be looking at some BTC in the midday for sure to trade. But for those watching Mara, I think it's pretty clean. $18 is a bounce zone. Then you had this 1840 area to look for dip buys, and all roads lead to 19. It's like 1915 or something like that. So like right up here, I'd look for some resistance on Mara. That's always a good trend trader, but it's been pretty steady to the upside. Just keep an eye on spot BTC, right? If it fails the 45,000 level, then you can back off a little bit. But if it holds that bid, I think it can be a good day long on Mara. And Save just got to the 38 level. I just took a piece out of Spirit Airlines, but I for sure will be trading and testing more on BTC, but I think for like the actual like show trading, it'll be something like Amara as usual, because we're still trying to figure the kinks out. Like I haven't used a lot of the functionality.
Oh yeah, we're not going to be hitting that too hard yet.
Otherwise, we probably would have taken a 45,000 break, but we just went live.
Yeah, we don't really know how the fills are going to work out and all that stuff, but it's pretty cheap trading. It was a good trade. We, 1 for 1 so far. There yesterday was Neil. So
it was literally zero.
Quick, yeah, you punched in and you punched out. And I think but I think the thing was like you made $5, but then the fees were like 5 cents, so it was a positive trade. So that's what we're all about. All right, so on the sticky note, the biggest AI name I probably have is like AMD, and I was looking for the short there. So why don't we just do that real quick? But I still do like Google down at 144 if we can get down there. But the market, I mean, I did all that sort of work for you guys there on the not all that work, but talked about the market, and look what's happening right now. The channel's getting a lot tighter. It's breaking one way or the other, right away off the open. It's either going to spike up to here into 17,850, or we take the bottoms and possibly don't see that again. So I feel like there's going to be some good shorts up here if the market breaks higher. And I don't want to be biased. Like yesterday, all my money was pretty much made long. Long Palantir, long Google, long Alibaba yesterday. Some great longs were long Uber yesterday. Like I can't even remember a short. I lost long Snapchat. Like so. I'm there for the long, there's no doubt about it. But anyways, I was looking at AMD for a possible short, but then now look what's happening. AMD is really getting going again, up through 170, 170.50, and starting to go. As the market you just saw breaks through VWAP, maybe this is not a 172 short, but I'm gonna try it anyways. There's the 200 period, 172, we bounced off there yesterday. Let's see if it holds. There's the bottom as well, 172. I'm gonna use that as resistance up at 172 for an early trade short. It's on the sticky note, you can go find that at Trader TV, Sean, Trader TV Live, all those accounts. Go find it. We all put some notes out here today. So yeah, 172 is what I'm looking for, a short here in AMD. That's an AI, EIO. I mean, and then Palantir, if you want to talk about AI as well. I mean, we don't have that on the list, but we did do a little bit of work on Palantir today. We talked about them earlier when Sharif brought the news of the new contracts coming through. We talked about commercial and all that kind of stuff. Maybe a dip into VWAP for Palantir, which would be right here. 2380 could be something, but that's too early. It's too early for me to be buying any of these dips. I wrote down 23 could be an area of support for Palantir because it was supported during this move yesterday. So we'll wait to see if Palantir dips, man. We've got that. So current orders, I'm just rambling on because we have 2 minutes. Current orders, short 172 AMD, long 71 on BABA, and a buy down near 23 somewhere, and then Google buy at 144, and then a buy somewhere near 23 on Palantir. That's what I'm trying to rock with right now, and we'll wait for Disney.
Yeah, exactly. Just, oh my goodness, Uber. Uber made a bit of a move. I like Roblox. It's not an AI name per se. But,
Roblox?
Well, I mean, you can
and Uber.
Like all of them are technically speaking, but I know in the context of what we're usually talking about, not traditional. But let's talk about it anyways. The 43 level we know we like. I'll be on the bid there, but the 44 I don't want to just sit there if it does a bit of a dip. I want to be patient with the dip buy there. And then Uber. Well, you just showed what happened in AMD. Well, Uber did it too. Uber broke that 71 and it's already at 72. So, yeah, it may adjust some plans here because I had the same level, 67.5 marked off, and then I wanted a dip into this 70 as well on Uber. That's very clearly changed because it just ran $1.40. So I'll look at this 71 potentially for a pullback there. I like Intel off 43, but usually when Intel, I like it as a short and the market starts going up, it's kind of doing absolutely nothing just yet. But if the market does pop, the 43.15, 20 area, same high basically the last couple of days. Spirits, yeah, still chilling at 735. We already talked about Tesla. We talked about Snapchat as well. So, hey, we covered just about everything for you. That's what we do, man. We've got to make sure we can cover almost everything that's moving. I know maybe not enough of Holo or Holo or whatever we're calling that stock. But we'll always, if it halts, just ask us what the tap is. I seriously doubt we'll be trading it today. Although if it gets to like $100,
Wynn had a good report. I mean, there's so many names.
We didn't even talk about Wynn. There's a lot that reported that we
Wynn's
missed out on.
breaking out 105. All right, let's go.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, and...
All right, here we go. All right, so I got Disney on the screens right now. We've got AMD on the screens. We'll take a look at Palantir as well. Disney right now not open. A lot of these New York names won't open immediately at 9:30. The NASDAQ names, of course, will, unless there is a problem, which there shouldn't ever be. So Disney not open yet, so we'll wait on that one. Let's just check out what Snapchat is trying to do, 1160. Let's check out what ARM is doing. Neil just mentioned that. So ARM is... I mean, ARM went down to 94 there. I don't know what was up with that. This is why it's so dangerous to trade earnings season.
Whoa.
I've already warned people about that.
Intel just spiked over 1% in
look
the
at the
first
market.
30 seconds.
The market just did exactly pretty much what we said it would do here, but it just didn't get to that 1780. It only, 1750, sorry. It only got to 45. There's the break, there's the spike. So, damn it. Make the calls. Got to take. I mean, I didn't short the futures. All right, 97 right now on ARM. 98 looks like it's going to try to take this 100 again here. ARM.
Oh, it certainly seems like it. Spirit just gave a fill in front of the 40 level, so that's continuing to go up. I'm going to get a 750 order out in front of 750 because it's a round number. But I'm just I'm a bit dumbfounded. If I was waiting on Intel on the offer, I'm like, oh, it's too far away. You're not gonna get that. Intel's at 4250. But it's spiked right to 42.98 and it's pulling back. It's too late. ARM's going to break 100 here.
Disney's not even open yet.
100 on the offer. ARM's NASDAQ. 100 on the offer here. Decent size, but obviously it's going to break.
All right, we have we're 20 cents in the money on AMD. It's the only position that I have right now, and it's just like we literally call that move, but it doesn't matter. It's not much of a move anyways. So we're short AMD now, 50 cents in the money. Hopefully we'll be able to get something out. I'm sitting here at the low of the days into the 30s for AMD. This is the sticky note level that I put down. We put down 172. It didn't get there. It went to 171. So we'll short this right now, and we'll see what happens right here, right now. ARM
broke and got to 101.50 there.
Yeah.
What?
I mean,
oh, wow.
If you think there's liquidity on this name, you're going to be wrong on that one.
The liquidity is insane.
There's 60 cents in the money right there. So, ARM is fun, but we just made the same amount of money on AMD there easily. So watch out for ARM. It's ripping around, and so is Disney.
Yeah, we just got up to 101.5 on that one. The spread is nice and wild. I've already taken a couple of legs out. Let's see where we want to give this one to. I'm going to tighten up the stop because I was giving it 50 cents before, but I'm going to tighten this stop up on ARM. Just because if it goes through, I think it could get absolutely wild.
Holy
again.
crap, Disney.
So we're already at that one. We're at that one level. Let's see where it can go. By the way, Tesla's tanking for those that are paying attention to other things. I'm not really looking at Tesla, but Tesla dropped a couple bucks there right off the open.
Disney is like the best stock of all time, apparently. This stock is just ripping right here, upside big time. We gotta buy some dips, but I don't know if that's going to exist anymore. Nice move up. We'll still try it. Looks like it wants to break. I mean, I think we just got to go long 110 if it breaks, right? On Disney, because that seems like that's just a huge level. So I'm going to get a stop order ready to go if we break through 110, because we missed AMD yesterday, or Nvidia breaking through $7 because we only crossed 10 cents, which was crazy. Let's see how far we have to cross here for Disney, but it looks like it might do it. But anyways, it's bouncing off of 109 right now. Dip buys into VWAP, we'll try it. 108 and change there for Disney. And then if that dip buy, we'll try it, and if it breaks through the bottom of the day, then that's where we generally want to get out. So if we can't support some past levels that we have supported, then we'll get out of the way on Disney. So there it is. We just take that long. We talked about buying this dip into 108, so let's wait now. That VWAP is about 107.80. It seems like we're coming into that right now. We're short AMD. I only have two positions, I believe. Short AMD and long Disney right now, but we're going to have to be patient with Disney because we also want a bigger long if we break 110.
So you'll see me out of ARM. I took the two half out there. It's gonna show I'm not
Is that
a
102?
It tagged 103. But when it tagged 103, this is not a short position. I had an offer out when I punched out, so it's going to say the offer out was the sell, and it's going to say that was a short sell. But no, that's me covering the breakout long on ARM. As it flew to 102.5, but once it got to 03s, you can see the rapid pullback. So we're going to take the money and ring the register on that one. I don't even know sometimes. You talk fast.
We never do.
You say nonsense. You guys know the deal. Spirit Airlines came right back in, held that 720 when all that nonsense was going on. So I missed the reload on save. Probably worth it there in front of that 720 level. If it can take out the top, we'll probably rinse and repeat. I'm going to have to make the assumption that I did not get that fill short on Intel. It's close, but no, unfortunately, didn't quite go far enough. Oh my goodness, NVIDIA broke 700 again.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at AMD here.
This time it went. Oh, good. Yeah, well, of course. Hey, it's NVIDIA, Neil. Okay. Yeah, this time it actually got to 7.
We are monstrous.
Yesterday it only got ones. Now it's really going.
We are really in the money now on Disney, guys. Holy shit, did we buy that damn dip? That's what we're talking about right now. It's a nice move back up to the upside. It's a runner here, baby. It's Disney, and we start chasing profit again as there goes Disney. Although, what did we say? We're buying into the dip here, into the low of the day. Let's go. It's Disney. We got this one pretty good right now. We do not have AMD good, as it's going to break 10. There it is. We are out. We are not going to let AMD run against us. We wanted 172. Neil just brought you the attention of NVIDIA breaking higher. So we'll get out of that one, and we'll just watch Disney continue to go. Now $1.70 in the money off those bottoms. I mean, we called 105 on the sticky note, but we also just based out that trade for you right now into the bottom of the day. We'll hold it in case it does break, but this is what we're trying to do right now. And then we also are going to go short again on AMD because we wrote down we got to take shots. We wrote down 172. So we'll take a 30-cent hit or whatever that was on AMD and try it again upside at 172. Was that a call?
Good error.
All right.
Fantastic look for Roblox, RPLX. This is a day 2 earnings play. This one up about 4.5%, getting 2 upgrades following those earnings on Wednesday morning before open. We have Goldman Sachs and Barclays upgrading RPLX, guys.
And there's lots running. We're going to ring Reggie again, but not looking a gift horse in the mouth. Spirit just got the 45, so every 10 cents, we're taking some out. ARM just tagged 105. I got to watch out for Intel when this market's going up like this. But, hey, the other chips are going. This is still in the midst of a bit of a pullback. What I will do is I'm going to back off my offer and not just sort of sit there out in the ether. Don't want to get necessarily run over there. So it's already a good start. Can always hold on longer, but this will be the regret. We're like, hey, there's a bunch of other things that you can look for buys on. Yeah, about that dip on Uber to 71. 73. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Uber. $73. It is absolutely gonzo. I'm going to assume we already talked about... Yeah, I was going to say, like, Palantir, same thing. Oh, my goodness. There was a lot. Like, you could have taken a lot of breakouts today. Like, they literally seem to have all worked.
Oh, my God.
If you had a breakout.
Guys, Disney's $3 almost in the money right there at 109.50. We're long at 106.80 right now on Disney. 106.80 on Disney right now, up 250. We'll just take another piece out right there. I still don't mind the 110 break. But the thing is like, now I don't know. Like if we do break that one, I'll put an offer up there in case we do get back up there. We only have about 15% left of this trade. So we'll wait to see if we can get it back up to the upside right now. It's Disney. AMD is failing a little bit near that 172. So I kind of feel a little bit bad about, not bad. I'm going to take some here at 30. Like I'll take 10% of what I want if it bumps back up a little bit here. But that's too bad. We were just clocked out on this right there at 171. This was the real. We started it there. We took a piece out. That was pretty small. And then this is really the hit. So we lose about 55 cents was slippage there, which sucks for AMD. So we're going to go 1 for 2 right now so far. And let's just look back at some of the other names. How far did Alibaba go down, I'm wondering? Okay, so Alibaba's right here near 71. With the market moving up and Baba doing this, we may be a little bit early on trying to dip by this name, but let's put a bid well, we already have a bid, so what am I talking about? At 71.05 right now. So if it does pull back in, we'll see if we can like that one just a little bit better. But there goes AMD breaking lower there. We just weren't patient enough, I guess. Let's take a little piece here at 171 if we can. We tried to get 170.40. We tried to get 171.40 and 171. Missed it. Okay, we'll go back to Neil and review some of these trades, but we're going to go to Adara first.
Shopify hitting new 52-week highs, up about 3% right now after getting a price target increase here from Citigroup SHOP. Earnings on Tuesday for this name, guys.
What's crazy is Roblox and Uber were just ridiculous. I'm not chasing Intel here. This is the one I wanted short off that top, but if you don't get it, you don't get it. I'm not shorting the bottoms. I'm speaking to myself so that I don't do it, because that's what FOMO does to you. As you miss a trade and you get mad at yourself, and then you start hunting for the trade that you missed in the same stock. And hang on, Safeties continues to run. It just broke the 750 level. If you go out to the daily chart, $8.22 is a big level. So if it gets to $8, probably going to take some profit there. No Palantir today, Mike Wolf. Well, you had to pick your poison. I was in Spirit, and then ARM broke a hundo, and ARM's at 108. That's wild. That 110 level is going to come into play. Gotta wait until the midday. I think I'm going to be selling some ARM shares in the middle of the day today. I think that's a strong possibility, my personal account. But the 24 level on Palantir, it is coming back in, so there might be a chance to get back on this train looking for the dip buy at the previous high on PLTR. Man, that short Intel's gonna haunt me. Oh yeah, Affirm. I knew there was something else I wanted to get to. Affirm wicked 46 and came back under. Might be a chance that can be a good shortable level, but again, a name I will not be chasing. I'm not shorting bottoms, not shorting bottoms.
We are now pretty huge in AMD right now. We're now $1 in the money on this, so let's put that out right now. We did get that 171 short. Remember, we were talking about like, oh, you know, we want to get it, we're not getting it, and then there this came in. We're bidding, there it is. So that's a good one there. We'll start that off. We've had $2 trades today. One, the AMD, we lost 60 cents, but we'll put that back in and we'll just hit this for everybody. All right, so Alibaba's now in the building, which may be a problem. So we'll wait to see what Alibaba wants to do. It's down here at 71. We'll put another bid down at like 70, because I was going to get out at 70.50 if we break below 70.50 here, give this about 50 cents worth of room. So let's get another bid down here if we get below this, like 70.80, something like that. And then we'll see if we can't hold it. I'm going to put a stop now at $70.50 if it does break lower than that on Alibaba. So there it goes, man. Damn it. We were 100% right about AMD. But we always get out too early, man. Welcome to my life. All right, so right here, 107. We're going to wait to see what happens here. 107, 107.50. This is pulled back in. We told you we only had 15% left, so we're kind of stress-free on that. But here goes Alibaba. We're trying to buy more into the 80s. We thought we could flush. We talked about that. When the market was going down, when the market was going up, Alibaba was only doing this. So now that the market's going down, as, by the way, somebody was mentioning that this market probably fades, but let's wait. We did talk about this. I mean, if you can, I mean, we can't do it now. I don't want anybody to rewind, but if you rewind to about 9:15 when I said the futures were coiling up, this is going to probably hit this top, and then we'll see about a flush. Well, I mean, you make the call. I just hope some of you guys got that because I don't. So, but we do have $1.50 now in the money on AMD, and we are waiting for a pullback more here in Disney. And then we did not get that reload on BABA, but we are here at $70.80. Damn it, Sean, just trade the futures.
So look, I like 71 as well on Alibaba, but when it fails that way, I'm out of it. I gave it a little bit past. I don't like even dollar stops on a stock that's moving $2, but I'll give it that 15. If it's an even dollar level, can always come back into it over or hunt for something else. Spirit did pull back, bouncing again. Lower high though. I've taken the bulk out of this. 710 is where we had the original stop, and I want to see it maybe base out and calm down a little bit before I even think about reloading that one. I said don't short bottoms, wait for your levels. So I'm not short in Intel. On the pop back up is where I can look to engage this stock. Maybe I can get VWAP or the previous pre-market high, 4270. I do want to be short this name. NVIDIA cracked down underneath 700 again. So that one's going to come into play potentially to bring some of those chips to the downside. Affirm is also continuing to rumble lower here. It's a wild, wild morning. I've taken profit early, but it's the miss of the short on the one name we wanted that's going to stick out like a little bit of a sore thumb. We did also want to mention PayPal. PayPal did not quite get to that 57 for that dip buy. It's close, but I want to wait till it actually gets to 57. It's kind of like BOVESPA 71. Wait for it to get to 71 if it's coming down. Same thing with PayPal at 57.
All right, Alibaba is down into that 80 level, so we did get that fill there right now. Yeah, AMD is trying to bounce a little bit, which is kind of interesting. We just made that bottom right there at near the end of the day, or bottom of the day. Probably, I didn't want to take it out because, again, if the sky is falling, then I'm going to look back and be like, what have I done? So here comes Disney right back into 107. This is a name that we can support a little bit here because we've done it before. So I am sitting on the bid here. We're bidding 107. We might as well just take the 7. You might as well take the 17 here. I'm trying to get longer down here near 107. That's crazy if we just miss it by 8 cents, but all right, hopefully it comes back in and just swoops down a little bit and hits us. But if it swoops down too much, we're going to get out 106.50 okay, there it is. So now we can put in our trade here to get out if we do break too much lower than this. So we've already taken the profit on the majority of these positions, but this is a reload. So we'll get out if it breaks through 106.50 downside, which we could swoop into right now on Disney. So let's be careful with that. 106.50 Disney, it's on my radar, guys.
So that haul, we always talk about take profits and be careful trading this. That holo is
going YOLO,
second halt to the downside now. I missed the first halt. Sorry, guys, we're trading other things. Second halt to the downside. It's down 30-something% already.
What say you, Disney?
27.50 is the current tap if you happen to be watching it.
With me?
It's a little bit nasty.
Attaboy.
A little bit nasty there. PayPal is headed toward that 57. It'll be SSR once it hits 10%. So that is the other leg that we are looking at and about to reload in Spirit Airline as well. Sorry, yeah, Save. Save bouncing off that 725 where we got in the first time.
Just talking with the professor over here because he's like, oh, I have that long too on Disney. So I was like, nice, bud, nice, bud. Let's see where we can go. So there it is, man, 50 cents in the money already on that. So that's good. We're starting to take a little bit out, but we do want to make sure that we do have something. 107.95 is my next offer, but that might be, we have shares. So let's put something here in the 60s, see if we get it. It'll be a 69er. So we'll put an offer right there, see if we can grab that. And then we're pretty happy today, baby. Alibaba, what up, Alibaba? How's that for a reload? Man, we are on one again. There it is, Alibaba, nice done there for that play. So, obviously pretty happy with that reload down there. The average price was 92 or 93. Nice move back up there for Alibaba. Let's hold in case we're right again on this one. AMD, a paltry $1.40 in the money, but we're trying to see if Disney can get going. So let's go Disney, man. Making money in the personal, making money here as well. I'm going to take another piece out right there at 55 on Disney, and let's see if we continue to get to the upside on this one, man. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day right now, and every single trade I'm making, right here is all live. You guys are seeing all of these fills for both Neil and myself. We talked about all the shorts, all the mistakes, man. We hit the fail on ourselves on AMD, right? But how are we at the high of the day? Quite simple. Believe in what you want to trade. We told you about that Disney trade. It went down there. Sharif, this is now 90 cents in the money, my guy, over here. So this is the thing, right? We're teaching on the air, off the air. I got Sharif beside me. We're ready to go. Neil's got had arm. We've got save on. You only have one position.
Only one position.
Save on.
It's called patience, man.
Yeah, man.
You got to trade your own book. Like I try not to overtrade at the open. It's what's worked all year long. It actually started in December when I found take profits early and take those ranges. I want Intel short. I'm not going to pretend that I don't, but I can't take it down here because then I'll be adding in here and then I'll be adding in here. I've got to let it pop back in for me, and it's the same thing with PayPal. I mean, if I get into PayPal too early, I'm just going to put myself into a spot. I want it down that 10% for the bounce, which it just ticked 57 over under. So this should be the first entry once it's back above that 57 mark. And again, PayPal doesn't necessarily have to bounce. I just like the old setup here for that pretty much 10% down. Now, keep in mind, stocks can sometimes bounce off of the SSR level without going. I think it just wicked it as we're speaking here. But 56.92 is the current low. I know the pre-market it went lower, but when you're talking about SSR, it actually has to happen at the open or after the open for it to be short sell restricted. ARM is absolutely nonsensical. $110. 110 is that all-time. 110 is the overnight high on ARM, by the way.
Let's go.
So it looks like it's going to run into some pretty serious resistance. It's got a big level up there. We'll see if it can chew through. Only long PayPal off that bottom. Spirit Airlines, I reloaded, looking for the mid 735 for the next out, then that 750 level from before.
Guys, you want to talk? I mean, exactly what Neil said has been the change for me too, is being patient, right? I mean, that's gave us this Disney trade, man. That gave us this Alibaba trade. It gave us not being patient hurt me in AMD, right? If we were patient and followed our own rules, we would have been short here and not here. So, you know, again, being patient, I think that's definitely, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is 100% what's helped me the most now. So that's, we're definitely doing that. And we're trying to be patient with our winners as well. Alibaba's a big one, man. It's going to be a top name, but the problem is it's not going up. So we got to have this name continue to go. You want to talk about missed opportunities? I mean, I couldn't have missed ARM. Like, that was breaking through that 100, man. I mean, come on. That's a beautiful trade. I hope a lot of you guys are making a shit ton of money today, and congratulations if you are, because we're at the highest spot we've been at all damn day, and it's cruising right now. Disney upside, Baba upside, Adara at the desk.
Yeah, just a note here, this Micro Aldo, another one running. This one is halted right now, up 196%. Not seeing any news on this one. A float of about 9.5 million shares. This one has run in the past as well, so it is a former runner. MLGO, one of the many small caps on watch today, guys.
Hit it. It's like sitting back in the pocket. Like, don't just throw to the first, like, open field you see, because then you'll be like Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott throwing picks.
Yeah.
Survey the field like Patrick Mahomes and then find the correct read. I'm just throwing shade at trees. 57 bounce on PayPal. You know the way I'm going to trade it. There is your previous low, out once in front of it. There is that next high, local high, 57.50, out one in front of it. Gets to 58, look to cover out in front of that. So just there, and there as it heads back into the upside. Uber. This is
right there.
It's pulling back now, but these aren't the levels that we were looking for. This is not the droids you were looking for. 71 is in the rear view. Now going to start thinking about, can it hold VWAP? Can it hold 72? I do want to be on this one long, but you know, just because you missed that first trade, do not FOMO into the next one. Oh, let me cancel Roblox 43, because obviously that's not going to happen. But this is underneath VWAP. I think Uber looks a little bit more enticing for the potential dip buy here, bouncing off VWAP quite quickly.
Oh man, you know, we're doing it. We're doing it, baby. It's Disney. We're $1.50 now. We just took another piece out right here at 108.20. I'm just trying to be patient. 109 would be real nice. If Disney managed to get in and around that area, we'll take some more out on Disney. Let's go over and have a quick look at Tesla. Actually, I don't have a Disney offer until almost 110. I'll put one at 109 in a second. All right, Tesla right now. Let's just go ahead and look. What's happening here? I'm just going to put an offer quickly at 10, in case it spikes up there. 108.95. Okay, we actually have on our reload, we still have about 30% left on Disney. So that's good, man. It's really starting to go. So yahoo. All right, Tesla, look at that. The exact same thing happened again. Make the move down, but this time it drops at 185 and then all the way back up to 188 and change. So again, another congratulations moment for anybody that sort of looked at Tesla and looked at what we talked about there in the pre-market. But again, you have to be on the name, right? Like, I feel bad enough to not have given, I mean, I know Neil had that ARM trade, but like, you know, I feel like that would have been one,
Uber's
there, right?
the one.
Uber's, yeah, ARM's, I mean, Disney for me is the one. Disney will be the #1 P&L name, but down here at 183, look at this move for yesterday on Tesla, 188 to 183. We talked about that. Today's move is 189 to 185.50. It's almost the same move. So we'll see if that does happen again here today, again tomorrow, I guess. But right now, over to Adara. We need Alibaba to go. Disney's almost there, man. We're $1.70 now in the money. We're trying to get it going. I guess the Sharif man must have got out of his done. He's out of that position. But someone who's ready is Adara.
Lots of volatility in Enerplus Energy, ERF. Hearing some reports a couple minutes ago, actually, that Devon Energy is approaching ERF with possible acquisition opportunity. Very volatile up and down here. Keep an eye on this one if you're going to get involved, guys.
Well, the first short of the day. I know, uh-oh is right.
I gotta reload my shit.
Look, a lower high got put in on Intel, so I waited for it. Came back in, 65 is the local top. I feel like this is the kind of morning not to get too wrapped up in the shorts. So I'm going to give it not the widest of all berths, if we can even talk about that. Oh, yeah, just to update PayPal, there was, I got to zoom in. Oh, that's a bad way. It's aftermarket. And there was a dip back in that didn't quite make it to the previous low, so I did miss that one, but we'll look to see if we can get that VWAP now on PayPal. Spirit just made another bounce higher, but it's still trading in the 30s. Yeah, I really just want that Uber if we can catch it. And just an idea of what's going on here. NVIDIA, which I'm going to keep my eyes on because it's right back above that 700. If it fails, it might give me a reason to like Intel a bit more, but too much strength is going to drive everybody higher, in my humble estimation. We'll see. But the short, I think the short's what you got to be careful with because, I mean, you're seeing so many things flying around. ARM, NVIDIA back above that 700 level. I don't know where AMD's at, but I'm sure you'll let us know. I just want this to fail the 700, NVIDIA, because I'm short chip names and PayPal and Save shouldn't care what they do.
Yeah, I mean, where's my reload here on AMD? Okay, so again, we let it go all the way down, and we thought the market was coming in, which it did, which was fine. But this only went down to the day's low, and we've talked about this before. Sitting here, and by the way, we got out of Disney 109 there. We're long 107, I mean. But anyways, that coming into the day's low there, I thought the market was going to crack. So you can go short here again at 171. I'm going to wait. I'm going to try. We've talked about what really has changed my game, and that is being patient. And Neil mentioned that as well. So, like, I'm just going to wait. Like, I could see here and say, like, oh, let's get it again. But let's just wait for it. I mean, we don't need to do anything. I'm trying to wait for Alibaba to go here. This is a good one. We're at 71.12 to get out of some more, but we just stopped around 05 there. So let's get an 05, cancel the 12, and then see if we really want to get going after this. VWAP is all the way at, we want to get out a little bit ahead of VWAP. That's at 40, so let's see if we can get something. There it is. We just got an 05, so that's good. All right, so let's put it at 28s or so. We'll get out another piece there. Let's go Alibaba right now. 40 cents in the money there for Alibaba. $1.50 in the money for Disney right now, and AMD is just a dime, but not doing anything. So we're gonna have to wait for AMD. But all right, so yeah, that's it, man. We're at the highest spot, and part of that is because we just clocked out of Disney. We got out of another piece there of Disney. We are now only holding 20% of that reload. So yeah, good trade back up there to the upside. It's Disney, and we're happy. Palantir's what? No, it's not at 25. We didn't even, oh my God, damn.
$25?
We talked about buying retracements. Again, like I can't either need more screens or need more hands or need more eyes or need a prodigy to sit around me to take these trades. Look at 24.50 right now on Palantir. Buy. I mean, okay, we're gonna have to do some more work on this one.
Buy. That's utterly insane. The sheer number of breakouts that simultaneously went ham today was, can't remember the last time I saw that many breakout trades. But as I said, the one concern for me is going to be the short position. So we're close to breaking out the local high here on Intel, in which I will just wait for the tops, but PayPal is starting to crest as well. I do not want this making a lower high. In addition, I want to be covering. It's a bit of an SSR bounce play that didn't quite get that 10% move. But come on, don't fail it. All right, back under 50. Gimme. I just offered. Why am I offering 50? Okay, I got to fill at 50. I should have offered 49 there when it broke back underneath 49. So I'm going to take the money and run on that one. We're out. We'll ring the register. Don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth. It was bad earnings. Obviously bad news for them, but I'll respect the fact that it made the bounce where we wanted it to, and that's about it. Uber was the other name we were looking for a dip buy. It got VWAP. That was a quick move. There was no consolidation off that level, so I didn't catch it. And
oh, man.
Remember Mara? Yeah, when Sean was saying like rewind, sometimes that's all you can do. Mara breaking out right here at the 1850. Then breaking out right off that 1920 as well. So it did almost exactly what we were expecting it to do. But now I just got to wait for a pullback. We'll engage in some other crypto trading, but wow. I'll look for a dip buy
come
back
on.
into 19.
All right. So AMD broke. We got out. So that's going to be an F fail on that, and an F in like F. But all right. So, but it failed at the top there, and then didn't continue through 172.20. I mean, I knew Neil was just talking about, you know, the positions that are in trouble look to be the shorts. Well,
chip shorts.
Yeah, exactly. And so AMD. Right here, okay, it just fell back. We have wholesale inventories coming at 10, so that's coming out right now. I'm still trying to get a little bit more. I want to go short against that 172. How high did we get up there? 170. It's just like, look, we had a big, huge spike there in volume, but that was during this whole thing. They did turn it on. That's 172.25. Last gasp. At this 172.25. If it breaks, we'll be red on this name today, man. So we're not at the highest spot. This is what I mean. Like, you know, I'll tell you.
I just got stopped here, just quickly.
Yeah,
You'll see. I only have back to Spirit Airlines. Took the consolidation short. It just broke out 70s at VWAP. That's Intel, by the way. So I'm out of it. I'll wait back if it gets into that high. Wait patiently for that top. There's a lot that's absolutely flying, but I want to go back to see what I'm going to do there. Spirit Airlines. Pulling back in.
Nice,
Flying
nice,
Spirit.
nice.
Yeah, that's the best I can do.
Soft landing.
But I've moved. I have not moved my stop like that 710. Obviously, it's a different trade from the initial breakout. So I'm using the less because the breakout's already happened, but I'll dip into about half and then give it back into that 10 level. PayPal's getting packed close to that 57 as well. And I know I keep coming back to Uber. It's because I want to be in this stock. It's still flying, just looking for the next pullback or consolidation. In Uber. We haven't even talked about the Mag 7, and apologies there, but my eyes are Uber, PayPal, of what I'm not in, Uber, PayPal, Mara. I'm looking for the dip and then continue the rip on all of those. Keep your eye on spot BTC, which is still holding 45,000, by the way. And I don't want that breaking 45,000. I'm not going to sit on the bid if we don't hold 45.
Yeah, we just got a number out, so let's go find out about that. What's happening now?
Did get a number. Wholesale inventories month over month coming in exactly as expected. 0.4% versus 0.4% forecast and consensus here. So no surprises here for the wholesale inventories month over month. Not super impacting the SPY here from the looks of it. Still more or less flat on the day, just slightly negative for the SPY here. Continuing to be impacted by all of these earnings we have with Disney and ARM. Very much to the upside, and then some weakness in names like PayPal. We have also more earnings coming up this week and next week with a firm coming after market close. In terms of individual movies right now, another earnings name on watch here, AstraZeneca down about 7% after missing earnings across the board, despite some highlights with sales in China. We also have Shopify on watch here, up 5.5%, getting a price target increase from Citigroup. This one reports on Tuesday, guys.
ARM just tagged 118, 118.50. To be honest with you, there on ARM. So it's a nice aggressive.
I should have put an offer this morning.
I'd say a pretty aggressive pullback, but I mean, it's only down where it was 2 minutes ago. Now the flush is finally starting to come in. Obviously, at some point, people were going to try to take some kind of profit, and they did. And we'll go profitable right now and go bang for this reloaded short. Here on AMD. So we already took a piece out there in the 50s. We had lost, again, we were pretty patient, I feel like, but we got out at 172. We didn't really give it enough room, but we're back into the short now, and it's all good. But at the same time, we're going to wind up losing more money on the short because we did have a bigger position. So that one's out for now, and we'll see what we can do here as AMD is really coming in. Disney's just hanging out at the top, and then we did get a run up there for Alibaba. I told you we were waiting at 28. It went to 25. So we have something now in the teens for Alibaba, but it's all good, man. It's very, very green day here, and we're very, very happy, but we're disappointed to not have ARM, but I do know that there's a lot of traders behind us that have ARM, and I'm going to say big congratulations to all those guys because it's a big day, and it's an ARM day and not a leg day, but today is definitely, the number one P&L name for this office is going to be ARM, and I want to congratulate Neil traded it as well. Congratulate those that did because that long basically had never even failed, even just now. Like, as long as you didn't get out in the minute that it went against you here, you're probably okay. But anyways, all the way back up, big congratulations to everybody there who had ARM, but wow.
So I'm back in Intel, not the level I said, but there is a seller at 4280. So the only reason why I'm short here and not up in here is the seller right at the 80 level when it started to curl and the market got to the top. So I'm going to give it a couple of pennies past that guy if it breaks, or whomever has that order. It was 50,000 shares. It's not a huge amount, but it's enough to stall it out a bit. So I'll look for the quick little pullback into VWAP. I'll give it only a couple cents past that 81 level. I don't want to give it all the way to the top. Like, this is not an average in all the way situation. That's not the price level I want. I already talked about Spirit Airlines, so we'll get back to that in a quick little second. However, it's like the number of these freight trains is almost like it's increasing every single second, but the one that we're trying to catch or join is going to be back in here on Uber and VWAP. This is a bit of a pullback starting to form. Hopefully that'll get me in off VWAP. Just need to see it show some kind of bounce off that zone, and then I would engage into Uber. There's no chasing Shopify for me, not when it's up at 90. This one is what it is. Like in the afternoon show, we're like, hey, if it can dip and then hold the previous top, then look for the longs. It dips, holds right at yesterday's close, and then it's off to the races.
All right.
Previous resistance turning into support or that kind of stuff, that gets one of the easiest trades in there. Again, this is a different type of trade. I'm scalping because it's only 3 or 4 cents worth of risk I was trying to take on Intel as opposed to the other trades we were doing here. So going to get some out in front of VWAP as we're back into this and the market's going up, not down.
Yeah, man. And we just got another one there. Awesome. Today's just going to be another one of those sticky note days for me because, again, when we look at what we wrote down, you know, we got AMD short 172. That's going to be right for sure. It didn't. The highest it got was 172.20, but we're going to be red on this name because of us punching out once it broke there. That's the trade. I hope that we can get better. Any chance for a reload if possible?
Oh, Randy. What's up, brother?
That's yours. Yeah, I know. I could up and get it. Right now, AMD is now 70 cents in the money. Disney is now $2 in the money, Randy, man. Right there with Disney as that's starting to go. We'll be back with what's for lunch as well because we haven't done that in a couple of days, and I've been getting some slack from all y'all. So we'll have that up when we get back from Adara at the desk.
Speaking of AMD, another chip name worth keeping an eye on right now, TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor here, just actually recently, earlier, a couple minutes ago, reaching new 52-week highs, up about 3.5%, reporting yesterday that they saw a market revenue increase for January 2024. So good look here for TSM, guys.
Let's do it again. It's another Dollar Club winner. I heard someone behind me go, what world are we in? And that's
125.
Now they know what we feel like every single day right now. ARM is just absolutely blasting. And again, congratulations. The guys behind us are trading ARM. There's like 2 negative traders or something like that behind us. Feel like this is the best day this office has had in a hell of a long time. So congratulations to everybody behind us. And congratulations to those of you that own ARM today. Up 61 damn %. That is a win.
It's almost a double up for me right now on my.
Yeah.
This
is huge.
I'm selling something. That's way more than I'm selling something at 11 something, 11.15 or whatever, 11.02, whatever the heck it is.
This may not stop. Again, remember, it's a relatively short float on this name. With SoftBank, they will be selling this name for sure. So
March 12th.
I do think like that is probably a good call to get in there and sell. But right now, $1 and change in the money on AMD short off the sticky note. $3 in the money off at Disney. Alibaba, 50 cents in the money. We're going to go 3 for 3 with the sticky note today, but we don't have ARM. So that's, to me, that is an epic fail. But what's not a fail is this. All right. We're going to do this quickly because we got trading to go. I just don't want to forget. You guys have been busting me for this. All right. Today is another chicken dinner winner. So we're going to get this over with real quick right now. It should be pretty good. We got a little Italian flavor coming through here. We've got some Tuscan grilled chicken cacciatore. So hopefully that comes through. That is going to be nice for the boys back there. They've really done well today. They deserve it. It's a monster day again here for the office. Congratulations to everybody that's out there. And we are almost back to our day's high right now as Disney's going, Alibaba's going, AMD is now $1.20 in the money. And Neil's back into the short on Intel, which that would be the name that I'd short as well.
Yeah, it's finally starting to get back. We'll get back what we lost if it goes any further. But Got to have an out trading, everybody. Spirit Airlines made the move early. It gave you the breakout. It gave you the reload. But 710 was the stop. 710 is the out. You've got to adhere to your stop. If you hold on to this, if you hold on to it and it goes to $8, it looks great. But that wick is legit. It broke 710 and went to 690. So like that was one wick down where it went another 20 cents on a $7 stock. So if it can reestablish, great. We might take a shot at it. I'm back into PayPal off the same bottom from before. PayPal, of course, the earnings name that sucked today.
BlackBerry news.
I don't think there was another one. But anyway, PayPal off the same bottom here. BlackBerry probably bad.
BlackBerry probably halting in a minute here on potential M&A news. So
That would be good.
they're not up that much, man. They're only up 3%. So let's just wait to see if we got this story a little bit early or not. But there it is on an increased volume spike there. This with no carry forward here, I don't know, but it doesn't look super healthy right now on that rumor. I just got it in my ear. So, but by the way, we don't need no rumors for AMD. AMD now is $1.50 in the money. Let's see where this goes. Again, Alibaba off the note. Now 30 cents, 50 cents on our position right now as well. And Disney having a little bit of a hard time up here at 109. I don't want to let this go, man. I know it's not ARM, but it's not even, it's only up 10%. So we're looking to get more, but this is, again, look at this dip buy. We said we wanted dip buy opportunities in this one. Sharif is so happy. I think he had his best day in like 5 years. He's out of here. So we'll get him on the midday off that play. He was just like, you like this, Katina, man? I'm like, I already got it once. We're doing it again. He's cashed out. He's gone. But here comes AMD right now. We do have a bid down at 170.11. So if we can get a bid down into here into 170, that's just ahead of the 200 period. So we're going to take that for right now. But this is what we do every day here on the show. We don't go 3 for 3 every day. Yesterday we were 8 and 2, but so far so good here today with just active trading, man. I mean, this is earnings season. This is a day trader's dream, honestly. These
Volatility right
last
now.
2 or 3 weeks, I've never seen a better. Honestly, a better 2 or 3 week period, especially if you're trading the mega cap names. And the thing is, all the moves, most of the moves have continued. Like Meta continued, ARM continued, right? Let's wait to see Nvidia coming on the 21st. Like
I knew that was going to happen.
you think ARM is crazy? Yeah, Nvidia is another one of those. You're looking at Mara?
No, well, okay, I looked over because my BTC chart was blocked by something. I looked over and saw we broke 45 just ever so slightly. I knew we'd get 10s. If that happens. So I don't want this getting past 19. I can reload if it looks a little bit stronger, but 45,000 did not just hold. So I did jump into Mara. Thankfully, it shouldn't be too bad. There it goes. I'm not going to give it more than 10 cents. Usually you give Mara a little bit more room. That's not going to do it there this time. That low on PayPal didn't hold either. Juxtaposed to now all of a sudden the shorts are flying. So Intel almost giving us that 1% move, but I'll respect double bottoms on Intel when they happen. I will jam out of Intel if it bounces off of that low. PayPal cannot hang on to the bottom. The first time it did, the second time it didn't. Just try to keep the losses reasonable. This is now SSR. It's down 10%, but I want to look for a bounce spot, not just hold, hoping one happens. So like that's the nature of the game. Like it bounced the first time, but we can still make lows at 56.5, 56. Who knows where the bottom is going to be on that name. So I want to watch out for this Intel at that low. I'm a little bit surprised that the first dip in ARM, I was kind of expecting like it could just go like right into like 110. 110 is the aftermarket high. That's where it was in the aftermarket. So I would suspect you could have some buyers at that price. Support, turn, and resistance, that kind of deal. You just got to be patient. There's no levels on a stock when it has all-time highs. So you just got to look for the things like previous tops the day before, in the aftermarket, VWAP, those types of things, all you can look at for key levels. So we're going to hang on to our Intel short as the market's starting to pull back in. Now, because we haven't done this yet, not that we're looking to trade these, but if you're wondering why the market's turning, Apple is plunging to the downside. It's not been this type of market where you're trading the apples and the metas for the best opportunities necessarily, but they are still moving things around. Apple about to hit 188.
Wow, okay. We have $2 in the money on AMD, so that's 1, that's 2. And then Disney right now, up at 109 is also $2 in the money, and Alibaba is 50 cents in the money right now. So, all right, I'm gonna do this right now. Let's shout out everybody that's in the chat. Thank you so much to Chill Vibes right here. He says that AMD shirt was amazing at 172. This is kind of a little bit of an old shirt that I have, but I see you're typing like me now, and that's how I type. I always make mistakes. So there we go. Let's do a little bit of a roll call. Who's here right now? Let's go find out right now. Chill Vibes, you took that profit. Bang. Good trade on that, man. You're $2.10 in the money on the sticky note level. Thank you so much, Chill Vibes, for taking that trade, man. Snapchat's at VWAP. Okay, we got to go over there. So let's shout out to people who's here. The one is here. Juan Padilla's here. Andrew's here. Now it's moving too fast. Okay, AFT. Remember, my chat is all messed up, man. Adam DeLuz is here. Yo, what's up, Nikki Cutlets, man? Veal over here. Hold my beer. What's up, Ayla? What's up, Nats? What's up, everybody that's trading? What's up, Bob Ross? Yo, what's up, guy? What's up, Young Fuzz? Young Fuzz. Excited for the new Kanye album to drop soon. Hopefully, he's saying tonight. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. What's up, Wuha? What's up, Bristol? What's up, Bears vs. Bulls? My guy, David Beach is in the building. All right, let's get back to some trading. Thank you so much for continuously supporting this damn show, guys. There's Disney right there, right back up to 109. We got a piece out there when it broke through 75. We'll hold for the dream. We'll see if we can get to that 110. What's up, Fabian? All right, so we're starting to go now as well. What's up, Ramin? We got Alibaba going upside. We've got AMD going downside. Now $2.30 in the money on AMD. What's up? Someone just said, Big Sean. What's up? Juan Philippe is in the building. All right, what about ARM quickly? Wow. All right, back up to 120 again. Maybe, Neil, that 115 is a level. Maybe.
It might be. It seems like,
wow.
I thought 110, but again, that was just because of where the post-market high was, man. Like, there's nothing else to it. We're getting VWAP in here on Uber, so we've been trying to wait for the second time for it to get down here, and we're finally there now. I just tried to grab Mara as well because we're back above 45,000. It held 1890, which is VWAP on my 3-minute chart as well. So looking for some dip buys and just strong names. I don't want to be dip buying anything that's obviously weak, like Apple's weak. We talked about not looking at a lot of these big cap tech names. And again, we're going to do our best for you to cover as much as we can. This was not one of those days where you could be looking at all the big cap tech and doing a job. But Meta is above VWAP and could go green. So if you're looking for one that's strong, this one's on my radar at least, but not over, say, Uber and Mara, which we want to be involved in. So I'm back on the bid of Mara. My rule was I didn't want to be buying the dip if 45,000 wasn't holding. So I did do that and got out, but now it's back above. I will look to re-engage in that long. It is a nice bounce there. Snapchat and SoFi are also moving.
No fly?
I know. SoFi, I haven't looked at SoFi in a couple of days here. Yeah, it can't break $8, man. It might be a breakout. Actually, it's not $8. It's like $7.95. This needs to break 8. If this breaks 8 today, that looks pretty solid. That 750 to 760 area keeps on holding one or the other or both. So maybe an $8 break if this market wants to continue to fly. Not a bad look, but there's a lot that looks strong today.
I wish I had a few new ideas, so I'm going to be looking for those right now. I mean, my only idea right now is to take a 70-cent winner on Alibaba. So there it is. We'll take some out right there and go like that for Alibaba off that bottom. I mean, we wrote down 71. It didn't even, I mean, it got down to 70.70 there. Our bid is 70.75. We took half. We talked about this trade actually. Remember when it was coming down? We're like, we're gonna wait. We're gonna get a 70.80. I guess it was 70.80. My bad. We were gonna take a 70.80 fill. So we did do that. We were pretty patient with it, and here we go, man. Yes, sir. It's Disney. It's Alibaba. It's AMD, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. What's up with Roku apparently flying around? Now there's Sharif. Oh no, pulled hammy. What are you doing over there? All right, over to Adara.
Instacart flying right now, went from up about 5% to up almost 7% in a matter of seconds here. Instacart partnering with Hy-Vee, and Hy-Vee was going to integrate Instacart for same-day delivery. It's a nice look for CART, guys. Now up over 7% on strong volume.
This, and also a dip happening in Palantir as well. So Palantir pulling back for the first time in my 15-minute. This could be the first chance to get an even dollar at it into that 74th or $24 area. Adding in Uber 72s, but on that Instacart news, I'm not going to give it much past 72 because in some ways you could see that as a little bit of competition, I suppose. But we wanted to get into some Palantir, and again, you had to wait for dips to do it. Oh, goodness, Intel. Yeah, it's trying to bounce off this low. So Intel, there's your wick bottom. Looks like it might be holding out this low. If we can't hold underneath 42.50, probably the market is about to take out the highs. That's the thing that's killing me with those shorts. So I might not hold this past the 42.50. We were sort of saying take the money and run on your shorts when they win for you. So I might have to do that here on Intel. It felt like we were going to follow through, but if the market's going to make a fresh high, at some point Intel is going to try to join the party with these strong names. So maybe we can get Palantir on this dip. So I just adjusted my stop, trailing on Intel, and going to look to grab the dip buy here in PLTR as it's starting to come in off VWAP.
Yeah, we're long Palantir. We'll see where it goes from here. Okay, as the market continues to go to the upside, so for me on Palantir, yeah, you are getting that dip into VWAP, so we'll put a small position on now. We'll get more at VWAP, and then we'll see what happens. That's 23.90. This bottom of the day, I mean, you can go lower, but you know this move right there is 23.75. So we'd mentioned on the sticky note again that we wanted to play any dips. This is, as Neil mentioned, there was a really early dip there at 9:45.
Like very early.
That was fantastic. But I mean, right now, there we go. We're starting to layer into it. So what we really want to do is look down here in and around $24 for a much bigger position. So we'll layer into this Palantir trade. I mean, look, man, we're $2 in the money on Disney, we're $2 in the money on AMD, and we're 70 cents in the money on Alibaba. So, you know, we're doing fine right now, but my newest concern is going to be Palantir. We're not going to worry about AMD until it gets back up to 172, but we are going to start to worry about Palantir and put another bid down by 24. We're not going to we're not going to dig into this. It's coming into VWAP. If it wants to bounce from here, fine. But I only have about like a third or so, maybe a little bit less than that, than what eventually we want. So let's wait to see what happens down here in and around $24. That's going to be sort of the key area for me.
Yeah, that even for sure. Another name that we haven't talked about here today. Well, one's Tesla. The other one is Rivian, which is also breaking out. But you know where it's at if you can see my 15-minute chart. Resistance at $15.70. So, you know, we like to trade key levels here. It's pretty much at one in a few cents. I'm going to look for the fade. 15.70 is the price, so you let it get into the 60s. But let's get to the screen for the small cap recap, which is good because we haven't traded many.
Really good look here for the IWM today. Up on the day, just below 1%, having this nice level of accumulation after a strong move to the upside here for that Russell 2000, that small cap ETF. Lots of individual movers to talk about today, including some triple-digit ones like Syra Health. This one just kind of making a bit of a wedge formation right now after announcing a partnership for a federal contract valued at about $75 billion. Float for this one going to be 11.5 million shares. We also have High Tech Global. This is a China-based IT company, or they mostly do IT-related things. HKIT is going to be the ticker for this name. Float of about 5.5 million shares. No specific news on this one, but it was also running yesterday, so multi-day runner here, HKIT. Last but not least, AST Space Mobile. ASTS is the ticker, announcing a new contract award through the U.S. government. And with the U.S. government through a prime contractor. Really nice look here for ASTS, one of the many small caps on the move today, guys.
ASTS. All right, here comes Palantir. This is kind of what we were waiting for. Not to be down this much, though, Mr. PLTR. So let's wait to see. I didn't get any more. We're being very, very patient. This is not a huge hit at all. We're waiting for 24.05s or so. I'll find that bid, but it's down near 24, sorry. And then we'll wait for that dip. We just talked about it. You got to watch out for that 90 level right there. So that's going to be something to look at. But here comes Palantir falling back in. Like, this could be a level that we should be thinking about loading up on. But the trajectory is definitely down while the market is clearly going the other way. So let's watch out. BTC is really going, man. 45.3 right now for BTC. That should be exciting. So let's wait to see. I was going to call up Coinbase just to see what Coinbase. Oh, there's 131. We talked about it getting this garbage out of here. That's 138, but it looks like Coinbase could be on my radar very, very soon. There goes Disney, guys, by the way, at new all-time day highs. I wish all-time highs for Disney. That would be 185, maybe 205 for that name. I don't think it's impossible to get there. Need a couple more quarters like the last for that name. But let's see what happens here with Disney as it just went back up to the top. We're still waiting for that 110 break. So that's 250 in the money on Disney, 220 in the money right now on AMD, and there's our Palantir fill at 02. So Palantir's down to $24. Let's see what happens now. I rock with this. it's Palantir. But our average price, as you can see, is 16s. So a little bit of trouble right now as we break back down below on PLTR. My stop is back down in the 70s.
So I just, look, man, I'm just going to show you Bitcoin here. Look at the bounces off VWAP. I'm going to buy this in front of VWAP if it gets down there again. We can now trade it. Like, what am I even doing? Like, it's ridiculous. I was just watching Mara. I'm like, oh, yeah, we can mess around. I know I like the level, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to have to fail on Palantir. We'll give some back here on it. It could not hold on. I gave it to 95 for Palantir. Just one other thing on BTC. If you are trading with real trading, you can't trade it yet. Like Sean and I are the first two. So like we're the first two able to do it. It is going to roll out, but we're kind of testing it out. So, you know, don't get that FOMO just because you might see us throw orders out there. It's we're going to.
I mean, you can get the FOMO.
It'll happen. Like it's going to get out for everybody.
No, we want them to get FOMO.
No, we do want you to get FOMO, but I don't want to like.
Coming.
Don't be flooding saying, "Hey, how come these guys are trading and we
right.
can't?" It's just right now, it's just us, and eventually everybody. But Palantir couldn't hold on to 24. I still think you've got previous close to work with. So 23.5, it closed at the 60 level. That can be in play as well. So try to be patient with it. Uber's trying to hold that previous close as well, down into 72.
I know,
so let's see if it can hold that bid here on Uber. I did get out of Intel, and I immediately regret this decision.
I would short that.
This is like when Ron Burgundy jumped into the bear pit. Like the second I got trailed out, I was like, oh, well, look at the futures, Neil. Maybe you want to still be short. But by that time, it already pulled back. I couldn't get in at the same price. I might try to still take this consolidation short in Intel. It was the one name that I liked short, so I should still find ways to be in it.
All right. Yeah, Palantir may come out soon. It just touched 85 there. We're long at 94. So this was part of the plan. We talked about it coming into 90s there. So we're out of the money 2 cents on Palantir. This is not worth crying about. We just caught some out at 94 there because the pressure is a lot. But here we go, man. We'll put Palantir in our pocket here and hopefully smoke this if it goes back up to the upside right now. This could be, again, one of the bigger trades for me, but it has to go, obviously. So right now we're into Palantir. We've just taken some more pressure off because, again, was not really expecting a pullback into the 200 period and then a complete flush the way it did. But we'll hold on to this. My stop on Palantir is breaking through 80. So we almost did that right there, and we're not going to be frugal with this one. If it breaks it, it breaks it. There's a lot. We said right here on the sticky note that this is a profit-taking day possibly for Palantir. It's still up. I mean, the market is down, and Palantir's up 1%. So, like, just because we're falling down right now doesn't mean that, like, the rebound is here. Like, you know, we could go red on Palantir, which would not surprise me. A lot of these big names could fall in now, especially with the market retracing back in to VWAP. All right, Alibaba, I mean, we're getting out of everything pretty much now. So, yeah, the market does seem a little bit heavy.
Look at him. Okay, just
go ahead. Yeah, go. I'm $3 in the money on AAPL.
VWAP 700 NVIDIA. You can line that one up almost on a dime. It's like 710 cents is VWAP here, and it's actually rejecting 700. I think I'm gonna do everything I can on the next pop to get short into Intel again because I know I like that one. But I'm starting to think NVIDIA might be worth a play, and all those big cap tech names that were rocking to the downside. Maybe short some pops in here as well. I'm looking at Apple because Apple happens to be the weakest. So a couple of names on the radar if the market is not going to retain those highs of the day. Oh yeah, Roblox. Oh man, like every time I look over, it's like something I'm forgetting. Check out Roblox. It rejected pretty much exactly yesterday's top at 47. That is once, twice, thrice. Watch out for this. If the market gets back up there, Roblox break out that top. Higher low got put in, breaks VWAP, maybe look for the stairs up, but that 47 break certainly sitting around. But I got to get to short the pop somewhere. Oh, Intel, we shouldn't have got out of Intel short. It just continues to fall. Next available pop.
Oh, shoot.
Got to tell myself. Let it make a base, let it come back up. It's going to let us back in somewhere. Oh, and Affirm. I try to cover as many things as I can. Affirm reports aftermarket tonight.
Yes.
Do not miss it. Every single day we have a 30% mover.
That could be that
on earnings. I don't know who the heck you're going to be watching in the market recap show that can do 30%. ARM, Meta,
Affirm,
Palantir. Affirm is maybe the kind of name that could do it. I'm a little skeptical. Affirm's not going 30% up, man. If a firm goes up 30%, I'll eat pineapple pizza tomorrow. That's not happening. But there's something out there that's going to move every single day. If it can get through 48, congratulations to you. That's the big level to the upside. I'd be looking for some kind of a fail breakout at that price. But I got to be patient. I'm trying to short pops, but let them come to you. I'm holding on to Uber. It's trying to hold on to previous resistance as support. And what else are we looking at? Not really watching Tesla. I like Rivian a little bit better. Speaking of Rivian, I wanted it in the 60s. It pulled back off 59 down to the 40s. I'm still going to wait for those 60s on Rivian.
All right, so we got out of 75% of Palantir, and then we're going to try to do the same thing that we did before, and that is we bought some more there down there at the bottom, but that's what we're rolling with right now. We are going to be red. This is a red trade. So if it bounces back, it bounces back. But I'm going to do what I did yesterday. Remember we had Google, and then it broke back above, and then we took the break back above. So that's, again, catching a falling knife, dangerous. We've done that and didn't work. So that's an L right there, but not an L on anything else that we're trading right now. Alibaba's, Disney, $2, $2, $2. But if it breaks back above this 23.95, I want to punch long again over there. So that's going to be an area for me to look at. What else you guys want to look at today? Let's go over, I know we haven't really gone over ARM, to be honest with you today. We talked about it in the pre-market. It's all the way up. It's going to be the #1 name here today for the office. So again, congratulations to a lot of the traders behind us. Neil had it at 100. And then I feel like there's a couple $20 winners behind us there. So that's great. And I want to just thank those guys, or not thank them. Congratulate them. 115, we've talked about that holding over and over again. This to me looks like that might be the spot there for ARM. So watch out for that one. You know, my #1 stock, and it's not even close, and it's going to be Disney, and that's really worked out well. And you want to talk about having maybe even more shares than I probably should. This is definitely a position, as Neil mentioned with ARM, something that I want to get out of when we end the show. So, all right, yeah, Sharif mentioned that Apple was dumping as well. I mean, we've got AMD on the downside right here. Palantir's really starting to break. We were going to use 2350, but again, we don't have as many shares. We were waiting for this to happen, and that didn't happen. So here comes a big flush now in PLTR. We talked about possible profit taking, and that's what's happening right here on Palantir. Back over to the desk with the dare up.
Lots of these crypto-adjacent names very strong, with the exception of Backed Holdings announcing yesterday via an SEC filing that they have a going concern. They might not have enough cash to keep the business alive. Actually interesting that this one was established in 2018 with help of the owner of the NYSE and also with the initial goal of helping Starbucks customers buy coffee with Bitcoin. So BKKT down about 31%. Guys, this is an NYSE name. Bitcoin itself, though, very strong on the day, continuing to climb well above that $45,000 mark as of right now. Bitcoin up about 5.5%. Ethereum definitely not slacking either, up above that 2,400 level, 24.5 right now, 3.5% to the upside. Solana up 8.5%. Ripple up 3%. Cardano up 10.5%. Really good look across the board for these crypto-related names and stocks, guys.
So I've actually moved my orders on Bitcoin from VWAP to the previous, like look at the double top here at 45.2-ish. So I'm looking for a dip into that price. And again, like we're just sort of testing it out. I haven't even seen like the nature of like stop orders. Everything's going to be manual on here, but we do have the ability to trade it. I'm still thinking this market pulling back in is going to provide me with an opportunity for weaker name short. This is the first available pop in Intel. So
pops.
Here we are. I want to short the pop. I realized I didn't have an order out, so I just offered 54 and got filled instantly. Sometimes when you get instant filled, it's not necessarily the best thing in the world, but it doesn't matter. I wanted it in front of VWAP here in Intel. And then the other name was just aptly mentioned that could have been available for a short the pop situation and is relatively weak. As you can see, Apple is making a fresh low. So we won't be shorting the pop in Apple because there is no pop right now. But Palantir... You gotta be kidding me. Anyways, Palantir, I said I was gonna wait next for 23.60 to try to hold. It's only now holding. It just bounced off 50s and is now trying to hold the 60 level. So I'm gonna engage it. That's yesterday's close at 23.60.
All right. Yeah, we're long Palantir at 23.50. Let's just see what happens, man. It's a nice move back up, in, like Neil just mentioned, into the 60s. We're just going to trim some of it. We lost. We've already talked about it. It broke through 50 there. We bought it back. Now let's see if it goes. We have enough shares that we can eventually make money on it, but let's wait. It's got to get back up over, and then we'll look for a 200 period break right there at about 23.95 or so. So I'm going to wait for that price now. I mean, if it falls back in, it falls back in. Let's wait for some high watermarks here into the 80s, into the 90s for Palantir. Because if it wants to hold, then maybe we can get back up there. But if it doesn't want to hold these bottoms, I mean, we have these wicks right here, then we can get out. These are going to be dark pool wicks at 8 o'clock, but there is a few extensions through to 8:05, 8:06. So, maybe there was some kind of action down there. Let's see if that is the bottom. If it's not, cool, man. It looks like we are getting a little bit of a bounce back in AMD. Our last out was at the 200 period. Again, we didn't really respect that bottom. I still think this falls further, man. I feel like, well, who knows? The market, shout out to you guys in the chat. We're not really doing anything. I mean, market goes up, down, up, kind of back to the 50 period, takes out highs, back to VWAP, then we're back up. We broke VWAP. So it's like the direction, unless you're specifically in a long with ARM or short with this AMD or long with Disney, long with Alibaba. That's why I'm trying to stay in the pocket here with some of these trades and just see if it continues to work. I see Ford on a possible 2-day move here.
What's hilarious is
up to 1270 now.
I was just looking at the same stock.
But Ford's still down. So where were we yesterday? So 12, 13. We've talked about this name just kind of being dead, and they had a great report. But yeah, definitely fading back in today is Ford. This is probably a good short, down 1%. Right at VWAP right now. If we can get up to like 1275, which isn't too far away, that's probably a decent short there for Ford. I lied. I'm going to take another piece out here at 67 on Palantir.
NVIDIA just broke 700 in VWAP. So NVIDIA tends to matter sometimes. Wow, I had just gotten VWAP on Intel when I saw this, and shout out to who was it in the chat just now that was like, NVIDIA's taking off. I'm like, I should pull that one back up to see what happens. So I just gotten this fill in front of VWAP. Okay, I'll scalp some out there because NVIDIA is absolutely flying in case that gets us out of pocket. I saw the same thing you did on Ford. I was looking for an interesting play and didn't find it. But you know what looks spicy? That looks pretty spicy. 189. This is 189.20 on Tesla. Wipeout bottom, higher low, flat top. Once, twice, OB thrice at 189.25. Yeah, right. I like the bank. Oh, suffice to say, I want to take the bank.
Yeah, that was the professor. The professor likes the OB comments.
If it wasn't obvious, I want this breaking out on Tesla, and I'll temporarily cancel my Rivian offer. If Tesla's going to go ham, that's not the moment that I want to be getting filled, potentially in Rivian.
All right, we'll try Snapchat once here. It's really, we talked about this as a day 2 play, but it's already based out well below $11. So realistically, you should have had your eyes right here. You might have lost here because here's the move down and then you go up, but that's at 11, so that might have been okay, all the way up to 11.20. Then the break happens, then the bottom at 10.85, and now we take the 200 period. So I kind of like this support down here. So I want to get more shares early, but I don't really know how early. So we're in now. Kind of want to see us hold down here near 11. So I have to have the appropriate risk to say, again, and this is the stuff that goes through. We talk about this all the time. Like, what are we thinking about? Where do we want this risk to be at? What does it look like? So, yeah. First of all, we're 50 cents in the money. Alibaba's not really doing a whole heck of a lot right here, right now. So we got a good out there. Our best out could possibly be 71.70. So if we do go to the upside, let's watch out for that for Alibaba. But I have another bid down here at 19, just because that's kind of, well, I guess the 200 period's at 23. We could change that. But anyways, a little bit of a dip down. And then if we get something into here, I feel like this is a good spot to start to really put some shares on. About 11.10. So if we do that, then that's going to be the spot for me over there. We'll put an offer for Alibaba, but 110 for Snapchat is where we'll put it. We'll put it up. But for right now, I think it's 11.10. Yeah. Hopefully it's not $1. That would be well, that'd be bad for this trade. But you know, how we get there would be a different story.
Snapchat can't get to $1 without somebody buying them or being bankrupt, which they're not going bankrupt anytime soon. So I would say if it got anywhere close to that, someone's picking it up. Not Intel, Tesla just seemingly doesn't want to make this break. So I feel like, we did this story yesterday with NVIDIA trying to break out at the high at the end of the day, and it just, the more you stared at it, the more it did not happen. So I'll stop staring at it for a hot minute. Intel's still gonna hang out in this short underneath VWAP. This is the one name that looks like it's stair-stepping down that I like, and the other one, I mean, Apple can't even get back to 188. Ignore that wick, it's not real, it's just a dark pool wick. Can't even get close to VWAP. You're super weak here on Apple. So joining this party short seems like it makes sense. Oh, Palantir wants that 22, 23.50. It's not gonna hold on, it's not gonna hold, not gonna hold, not gonna hold, not gonna hold. And someone just held it.
Oh, did they? Okay, good.
Someone just held it. But anyways, Apple, I want to short the pops here. I think maybe the even 188 level could be a play. That's about it. So Tesla breakout in 20 cents, actually 15 cents or so. If 50 breaks on Palantir, I'm out. Still got Uber bouncing off not previous close, but previous resistance yesterday. And looking to short pops in Apple if we can even get them. So sticking in the pocket with a few of these names. I know a firm reports after market tonight, but it's not at a key level till it gets to 48, and I'm not buying these highs.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Patrick. You know, you said like Snapchat is a waste of buying power, but yeah, wasting of buying power is not a problem that I'm going to have. So we'll wait. If this comes back down, watch out for 1180.
Have to be more selective.
1120 right now has size on it, so that's definitely something to look at there. All right, a little bit of a reload down there on Palantir, but again, we want to get this in the 60s, man. I mean, what we want doesn't necessarily matter, but if this goes back up to the upside, here you go. Let's start taking some out. Like I'm trying to make some money here, right? So hopefully this goes back upside, and then we do recognize that 60. Okay, here we go. Yes, sir. I like it when it does it right there, and it's Palantir going back up to the upside. What's up, Fabian? We got some ketchup chips over there. Oh, word. All right, 1040, still going to the upside. There goes Palantir. We just took some out in the 60s, 63, 64s. I like that one. Sure, I like ketchup chips. And that's going to be a good one as we go. Snapchat up to 1120. That's going to be my latest concern. $2 money AMD, 220 in the money on Disney, and then Alibaba waiting for a move. Here's Disney right now. Still 109.50. I still think we could take 110. So, but up 10% is really nice. It's nice it's not SSR the other way. Shout out to the Ponzi Fonzie there in the chat. What's up, my guy? Over to the desk or to the screen with Adara. Ow.
Lots of these sectors very mixed, very few with outstanding strength or weakness, with the exception of energy minerals, pretty much strong across the board here for all these oil-related names. Commercial services, the exact opposite, weak across the board, led to the downside by PayPal after the weak guidance for the next quarter, despite overall strong results for the current quarter. So interesting look here. Some other mixed looks in consumer services. Pretty much weak or mixed across the board, but Disney bringing this one up with the earnings. Retail trade actually pretty strong here too across the board as well. Definitely worth talking about health technology. Eli Lilly strong in an otherwise weak market with some news with a collaboration with Foghorn. Definitely something to keep an eye on here. Pretty mixed across the board here for technology services. Meta and Oracle to the downside here, whereas electronic technology, pretty interesting look as well. Broadcom strong, Qualcomm strong, the rest of these chip names a little bit weaker here. Apple also looking like it's to the downside here, guys.
All right, so the new position for me. The fool that doesn't hit the like and subscribe button. I was gonna cue that up and then hit it after, but hey. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you enjoy it. But the new position alert for me is going to be PayPal off another bottom here. It's SSR, it's down 10%. PayPal got squanched this morning. So once it makes a double bottom, take the bid, take the offer off the last bid, see if it can make the same retracement. We're 1 for 2 on PayPal with this same setup, so we'll see if the third time is going to be a good one as well. Uber, Palantir, if it breaks 50, I'm out. Intel starting to bounce a little bit here because the market's starting to bounce higher. Just going to get a bid down in the 40s. If we get another push down, we'll try to take some out there. Just respect the fact that it's got a bit of a defined range. Nvidia is starting to break back out again. That does bear watching. But the new position, as I said, it's going to be PayPal. If it cannot hold the bottom, then I'm just going to get out. My stop is going to be clean if it makes a fresh low. Tesla, come on. You can do it. You can do it.
I like
you can
Tesla.
break out, but it's you can see it's like a triple top here on Tesla that I'm looking at the breakout for. But hey, if it never breaks that top, then I don't get into it. That's the good thing about a breakout. Like if it flushes from here, then I don't lose on the long, and we can just patiently wait for it to happen.
Come on, Palantir trying to go back up to the upside right now. We are waiting at 67. See if we get some outs. We just took a bunch out at 60. We sort of talked about that. Just loading up down here again against that double bottom. I mean, this is just a 1 minute chart, so it's going to look like that. But right here, if you sort of zoom that back out, it's just you're right at these levels. So, you know, again, being patient. We keep talking about that, but it does matter, man, and it does work. And right there, if you'd sort of waited for that bottom of 2450 and didn't get caught up in all of that, which I did, which is fine. I'm always going to take VWAP trades and 200 period trades, and that was yesterday's Wednesday wisdom when I was like, you got to trust technicals if that's what's got you here. So that's just a flip up right there. All right, Snapchat's trying to get back up to the upside. If we're lucky enough to do this, maybe we should take some 27s and 28s. I actually have a 27 and then a 29. We last failed up here at 30, but again, like try to follow what we're doing or what I'm doing. I would have loved to load it up here. I was waiting at 11.05. We actually talked about that, but that didn't come in, and the best that we got was 19s. So we don't have a full position on Snapchat, but we definitely have enough to do some damage. So if this can get back above 1130, then we'll be pretty good on Snapchat. And this is another sticky note name that we had looked at earlier on. One name that I actually wanted to get to here that I thought was setting up, and it's a name that we haven't discussed, but it's a name that you know that we've talked to, or I've talked about buying at 200 against 175, and that's going to be Boeing. Boeing today down, but it's still hovering, man. I mean, this is looking. Did Boeing, there's so much news about Boeing. I think they reported, wasn't it last week?
They are, yeah.
Boeing, yeah, Jan 31st. So yeah, last week. Yeah, okay, that's good memory. So again, with earnings through now, you know, all you're really waiting for is just that, okay, that, hey, man, we're ready to rock and roll again. I don't even know what the story is. I have to find out what's been happening over that last week. But as they inspect more and more of those planes and figure out, we had a story the other day that it was just, the door was just quite frankly missing the bolts. It's not like it was designed improperly. It's the guy must have been puff passing. He forgot to put on the bolts. And then the next thing you know, the door flies off. And then an iPhone is the only, hits the ground. I don't know this.
I just don't. There were two phones that survived, but I don't know what.
Here goes Snapchat.
So Tesla did break.
Yes.
Tesla broke that high. I'm into it. I'm giving it just underneath that 189.
Snap.
It's a late day breakout trade. I know it's not late in the day, but it's late in the morning session. So when it's this late, I'm not giving it all the way back into VWAP. You got a local bottom here at the 90 level. I'll give it to that. So like 35, 40 cents worth of risk on this play. PayPal's starting to go as well, and Uber's back above, just barely above VWAP. I want to take a leg out on Uber above VWAP, but it's, the newest position was going to be Tesla on that break. I think it's worth a couple of shots here. So breakout works right away, great. If it doesn't, look back into VWAP. If I don't get that trade, look for a secondary break at that same level. We know it's significant off that 189, so I think it is going to be worth multiple shots. I'll be staring at watching paint dry here because it's not going against and it's not breaking out. PayPal, which is a NASDAQ stock, still holding that bottom. I want 57s, and I want something out in front of VWAP, so we're going to hang on to that story. I got one leg out like you did in those mid-60s, which are being held on Palantir.
Yep.
And then Intel.
Here comes back in.
I did not get the fill in the 40s. Boo. But it's coming right back into VWAP. I won't add to it because I didn't get anything out, so there's no... Can't really get in and get out. I should have got out something first, and then I would be reloading it at VWAP. I didn't get anything out on that last bounce to the downside. So trying to be a little bit patient here. We now have a bunch of long positions, and the one stock that I've been short all day long has been Intel. Should have found something else that I like to the short side. Just didn't really come up with much of anything.
Rocketing up the board, P&L-wise. Shout out to my guy Patrick out there. And hey, man, no worries. You mentioned Snapchat, what a waste of buying power, and you just put it in the chat. My bad, not a waste at all. Hey, when you're rocking with this, you're rocking. There it is, man. It's Snapchat. That's 20 cents on 11 bucks, right? So you take a couple percentage points. Let's see if it gets back up to the upside right now. We're long Snapchat at 11.22. Shout out to my guy Patrick over here. I hope he's doing well. I don't know if he's traded Mara today, but we've had some nice moves there. Any Mara trades today? Lots of Mara trades. Okay, good. Maybe we'll have Patrick on the midday with Sharif, but that's going to be up to Sharif. You want to have him on? Why not? You want to talk some Mara? You want to come on, Patrick? If he wants, no pressure. The guy might be trading. Okay, but there goes Snapchat. And you know what? Bang, 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 bang. That's it, man. It's Snapchat. Yesterday we traded it. We went long yesterday, but today it's the patient game. I cannot say the word patient more because that is exactly what has changed the game for me. And there it is on Snapchat. We can't be any more patient. Let's see if this moons. It's Snapchat. It's trying to go right now back up to the upside, just a target area. We're already at the day's high, and man, this is exactly what we talked about on our sticky note. We said wait for a pullback in. Unfortunately, we weren't looking at it down here, but there's the move. We talked about VWAP. There's the VWAP break up to 1150, the high of the day. It's Snapchat, and it's a P&L monster again. So let's see what happens here with Snapchat.
So you're going to see Palantir just broke that 50. It's got one wick down at 46, and then it's got the pre-market low here. I just want to make sure you guys can see that because we're on the right chart, down those 40s. It is going to be the fail, no question for me today. It's going to be my worst stock because we've taken multiple shots at that bounce. We'll see what happens. This is the last one because it is that low of the day. Tesla's still doing the dance here above that 189 level and the quarters. So it's holding a higher low. I'm going to back off into the, when it goes just in front, I said this before, when a breakout goes like just in front of your first take profit and it like doesn't fill, doesn't fill, if it ends up breaking out at this point, there's no need to have it past those levels. And there goes Palantir.
It's too bad it's too bad we're caught with like rose-colored glasses there because the minute Palantir, it should have been a much easier trade. The minute it broke through here, we just should have been short instead of always trying to catch the longs. But we were getting out there. So we talked about the level that we're at right now. This could definitely be a area of concern. Breaking back lower. I'd like to see it pop before it gets short again. The market's going one way, Palantir is going the other. This is what the confusing part is when you're rocking with this right now. So, all right, let's get ready to rock and roll here. We're long Snapchat, that's working. We're long Disney, that's working. We're long, I mean, look what we're doing on Alibaba, man. Again, it's like we've just been chasing Palantir, but Alibaba's going up. 75 cents in the money, and we like it. So far, so good here, man. It's just Palantir, like Neil mentioned, has been the rough one as it just keeps on going to the downside. So I guess just be a little more patient with it. What I was talking about with Boeing there, we're going to go to Money Talks in a second, was possibly buying these dips. So watch out for 210 possibly breaking, but this looks like you want to get short. So I would prefer a VWAP. I'm just going back to Boeing because this is what my idea was. A short into here, but if you like the long, 210 is a pretty decent spot as well. So all right, Adair at the desk.
USD continuing to the upside here. This is actually the weekly charts. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positive weeks here for the USD. Wholesale inventories coming in exactly compared to what was expected, 0.4 versus the estimated 0.4%. U.S. initial jobless claims, though, coming slightly lower than the estimate, 218,000 versus 221,000. Also keep an eye out for Fed Barkin speaking again today at 12:05. So about an hour from now, definitely something to keep an eye out for with regards to the USD. Also worth noting, ECB having some more cautious speakers. ECB's Wunsch favoring waiting for more data before rate hikes. ECB's Lane also speaking about 15 minutes ago, saying they're also looking for more proof of disinflation before rates are lowered. So we do have a little bit of a move down for the euro versus the USD here, guys.
I feel like I just keep moving my bid on BTC to try to actually get into this thing, and I'm going to play it by ear when it gets there, but I just got an above VWAP fill here on Intel. It's the one thing that we're short. And remember, I'm short away from the level I liked on the mix this morning, which was the 43 and above. It's the lower high that I'm playing. So this is kind of against the grain on Intel, but it's the only thing that I like into the south side. PayPal is bucking the trend. The market's bouncing, and it is not bouncing off that recent low. It's just trying to hold on to this bottom. It just bounced exactly off of that low of the day. So if it holds, it holds. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then it turns into one of those like Palantir type situations where it just cannot hold that low. Tesla did give that first out after all, but now starting to pull back in. I'm giving it to the local bottom. It's almost 11 o'clock, right? Like this time of day, breakouts are a little bit different because they're not usually as explosive when you get to 11. So it's a bit of a stair step to the upside. If we can hold 89s, I can add here and then work back into 190, or it just comes out and I wait for 188, VWAP, something along those lines. Still looking for a fade potentially. I mean, if Tesla were to fade, Rivian's I know it's strong, but Rivian is very close to that resistance level. I've canceled my order. You know, it turned at 1560. I was waiting at the 70 level, but we'll work back to it if I see it break up there. I do want to fade 1570 if I can catch it. And as I just said, you're still running higher on BTC. It's not going to give you a percent up, 24-hour market and all. But I was trying to get it down in here, 45.2s. It ends up bouncing like 45.28. I do want to join this party to the upside. Just have to get a little bit more aggressive with the order. I think I might put something 45.3 and just take the next available consolidation. I want to be taking fills on it, but we're trading a bunch of other stuff, and I think I've missed a few chances to actually get involved. We'll trade a bunch of it at lunchtime when things slow down, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, just real quickly here. No better topic than what we're going to be doing, or what Sharif and Adair are going to be doing this afternoon, which is coming up in 5 minutes. And it kind of might be something to do with ARM right near. We're going to be talking about fading the earnings gap. So that could be a gap higher. It could be a gap lower. We had Snapchat yesterday with a pretty severe gap lower there. But here you go, gapping higher into the unknown. How to possibly trade a fade right now. So we'll have to watch out for that. How to fade a trade off earnings. So yesterday, I just made a good play on Snapchat, so day 2 plays. So we'll hear what they're going to talk about, but it's all about fading those plays on earning gaps. So there's a gap down here for Snapchat yesterday, right into some support. So listen to what these guys are talking about. It's all about fading that play right there with earnings. So that's what they're going to be talking about in just about 5 minutes. So that's going to be that. But Snapchat, as we were just talking about it, it went up there into the day's high, pretty much into the pre-market high, and then stopped. So I still think there's more to go. But again, a dip back into 11 is what we're really waiting for. So if we do get something back here to view up, then we'll try it. But that could have been the push right there. It's not even like it's that much volume at all. So we'll wait for that. But right now, Snapchat trying to make a move back up to the upside.
Yeah, Snap making some power moves. I have to check my orders. I just got, they were accepting fine, and then I just got a couple of rejections.
Oh, for Bitcoin?
On Bitcoin. So there might be something, I don't know. Like I said, we're testing it out, but I might not get that bid because I didn't actually get to be able to put it out there. PayPal, if you're looking for one of the reasons why I'm testing this bottom on PayPal, it goes all the way back here. There's not much to work off of except for this 56.5, which it is double bottoming. Oh, Tesla just came out. Looks like it couldn't hold that 188.90. So we'll take it out. Got some out for profit. So it'll be a relatively flat trade, but I want it down at VWAP. If it's going to bounce off VWAP, that's where I think it makes some sense. That's where the stair step is to set upside. NVIDIA is continuously pushing here. This might break out the top as well, but I don't want to be buying breakouts at random prices. Where did NVIDIA get to last time? Let's go.
Wasn't it 705? Or when
after
you in
market,
that
7.0. It looks like it got to, no, it was like 6.5 or something. Yeah, like 6.5 is the top. So I guess 707 would be a fresh breakout level for NVIDIA. We keep preaching patience, but I'm going to have to put the patience hat on. I just got out of Intel. I got to wait for it to get back above that 42.70, maybe the 80s, the 43s. The short on this name, you got to pick your spot. The market is absolutely flying today. You know, it was red early. The NASDAQ is now 0.25 to the upside. The ES goes green in like a couple of ticks here, realistically. So you're looking for some long plays. I've been buying a couple of dips here and there, but I want something a little bit stronger with one notable exception. We talked about Intel. The other one would be Apple.
Yeah.
Like Apple, I still think Apple is a fade at VWAP. If not, maybe a shot right here. I know VWAP for sure at lunchtime, but maybe right here. This is a bit of a dog. And as I said, I want to be at that even on Bitcoin. I just have to figure out why my order didn't go through. That's just day 2 of testing it.
All right, so I was gonna say I'm short Palantir here until it breaks, and it just broke 75. I was trying to get that. We were short 67s. We just got like, oh man, we got stopped out on the long, and then right here into the short. I feel like that flush was somewhat real there. It was some profit taking, obviously. I thought it would continue. I thought there would be a little bit of a relief rally, so we'll give back some on Palantir. Damn it, that sucks. Palantir should have been the one there, and it wasn't, so that sucks. All right, what just happened there? Oh, Alibaba, okay, well, Alibaba's the one of it. We're out. So we just got our 70 right there, so that's $1 the other way on Alibaba. But honestly, man, this Palantir, I'm gonna have to try to solve this because I feel like there's a hell of a lot of money to be made, and it could be on the short. It's just possibly too early, but you're just bouncing now. See, but it's like I went short against this level here, 75. We talked about that, and then we got stopped out right there, out of everything. So we're now out of everything, as you can see. But maybe we just wait for the 200, or are we just thinking again wrong about Palantir? So let's try it here at 81, 82, and then I'm gonna hold until we get up to 24-ish.
I just noticed an interesting consolidation.
That's where
here.
VWAP is. I have to.
We only have 25 seconds to go. Don't go anywhere. You know it's going to be a really, really good topic. It's very topical, the topic today. I said topic too many times. Fading earnings moves. I mean, come on. Like, it's actually the perfect week to be talking about that. So don't go anywhere. We're back at 2 o'clock. There's a host of names that are going to be moving, as you can already see. And then you've also got some aftermarket moves, which we're expecting. You know, Firm's probably going to be the rocket ship crazy mover. That'll be on the market recap. So I expect there to be some movement on a Firm in the afternoon. I'm just watching Shop. VWAP looks fantastic for a consolidation on Shopify here. For everyone that was watching that particular name. And now it is 11 o'clock. Let's get on over to Learn to Trade. Sharif and Adara fade.
Let's do this.
Moves.
What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to How to Trade, formerly known as the Midday Show. That is your girl Adara.